Thanks for coming to Larger Curves today. Hello. Thanks for coming to Larger Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button on your way in. Go ahead and you know what to do. Ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified when I upload videos and become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Thank you for being here, Curvies. I know I haven't been live about anything that isn't Van Carthen related in some months. I know. But you guys know I used to do a lot of housewife related stuff. You know I did. And remember, Curvies, when I did do my housewife related stuff, remember when Kenya Moore had her grand opening at her hair salon. Can I get a one in the chat if you can hear me okay? Microphone check. Microphone checker. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. So anyway, I have, you guys know I'm biased over here. That's why I have my channel. That's why this is Larger Curves and not your curves. It's my curves. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for being here and sharing curves with me and whatnot. Okay? Thank you so much. So, we have a special guest here with us, and I'm just going to rant for a minute while people get on in here, and then we're going to bring up our special guest, and I'm going to be making some oven fried turkey cutlets that are like basically chicken tenders. And because it's like I had this big old piece of turkey breast. So I marinated it like it was chicken and buttermilk, y'all. And it's marinating right now in the buttermilk stuff. And so then I'm going to be dredging it in some cornmeal. Yeah, old school, y'all. I'm doing some cornmeal and flour dredge with something, and then I'll make some cornbread to go with it. And then I was thinking some mashed potatoes because, the texture of the crispy oven fried chicken with the mashed potatoes is always so yummy. And then, of course, we're going to have some corn. The guys are rock climbing right now. I told you guys how the guys turned 18 and 13, and their latest thing is rock climbing, y'all. Rock climbing. So now when they're not at the place, it's called Granite Arch out here. Now, when they're not at Granite Arch rock climbing, they are on Mama's walls rock climbing in this house, okay? And every time I hear it's them like getting to the roof and then sliding down the frame of the door. And I'm like, y'all need to stop. That's not what doors are for. You don't see like the wall moving every time you put your foot there. So, you guys are anyway. So I haven't been talking about the housewives, specifically Real Housewives of Atlanta, as you know, because ever since Nene left, I felt like they did her wrong. And then I did not appreciate them not letting her even sue about the discrimination that me as a viewer even saw that clear as day. I saw that shit clear as day with everything she said in her suit. I seen. They could have called me forward as a witness of character viewing. Okay. But so anyway, yeah, so I wasn't particularly watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then Mary Cosby went to Salt Lake City, so I was watching that a little bit. And then she left after Jenny went through that stuff at her and was on a racist tirade, remember? And then I was watching Garcelle over in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and when she left, I left. Okay? When she left, I left. Because who wants to deal with the Real Housewives of the Real Karens of Beverly Hills? Who wants to? Okay? Boz. I mean, her name is literally the first four letters of Bozo, you guys. For a reason, from what I understand. I haven't watched since Garcelle left. But all the clips I see are of her being caught in lies and acting like they're in a corporate boardroom. Bitch, this is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Why are you doing all this what's that called? Conference room talk. We like a good kiki on lunch. Like, where'd you get your hair done, bitch? Why are you in here talking about the prospectus and the bottom line of somebody's company and shit? Like, what the? You guys lost me. I'm so glad I wasn't wasting my time watching that. And over on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I saw like several episodes, including the one that's featured right here, where your girl, what's her name? Here it is. Where your girl Kenya Moore, remember when she did her revenge corn thing? Remember? And it turned out not to be Britt Eady, but she still did it at her grand opening on camera for our entertainment. Like we wanted to see that. We didn't want to see that. She had us all wrong pegged. All wrong. Nobody wanted to see that. Go do some philanthropy, bitch. Where'd you get your new Louboutins, bitch? Let's go make sure everybody's refrigerator isn't white, bitch. But all this like exposing alleged sex acts while you're trying to open your business, it's like a way missed opportunity for one. And for two, fire everybody on your team if you haven't already, because they all led you very astray, because this is what just happened, you guys. Kenya Moore's stuff was in front of her salon. It was in front on the street, as in not inside, because she got evicted from her space, allegedly, even though her stuff is outside. Okay. So now we're going to bring up Chanel's reality. She has a channel on the YouTube streets. In the description of this video, there is her right there. So if you just click that, copy it to the where it's called, the what it is, then you'll be able to get to her, because I'm pretty sure you're going to like what she has to say, especially if you don't like what I have to say. Okay? Because she's probably going to come up here with the opposites day. That's usually our game in the sandbox. It's opposites day. So anyway, I love her. I believe she's Texas. And here she comes through. Chanel's reality. Welcome to the stage.
Hey, love. How are you?
I'm most excelente. How are you?
So
I love
pretty.
you. Oh my God. I was going to say the same thing about you. I'm digging your whole, like, very chic kind
shake and go
bob. Have you been doing those videos all day?
No. Oh. I've been minding my business. I've been over here. No, my husband actually had me down to the Costco.
Oh, did you guys do any taste testing while you were there?
That was my sole purpose of going. But then why did I'm not going to say what culture this was, but the people at the Costco, it's like 29 of them. Yes. And I'm standing there, and then they got their 4 kids and then they friends, and I'm like, really, y'all? So at first,
like, you stood there for 6 minutes. They stood there for 2, and all of them go through, and you're like, and then there's nothing left, and you got to wait again. Was it?
And so yeah, and so the second time I was like, y'all don't see me standing here, and that's not even my vibe. That's not even how I get
down. Like, yeah, right. I know, like, you're a real sweetie. So is this your new living room?
It's not. Oh, what do you mean new?
Like, new, like, my fire? Fresh paint since the fire and everything, because it looks like
the furniture is not new though.
Minimal.
We still got to get new furniture.
Very like.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, I'm digging the lighting and the kitchen. I can see the kitchen back there with the like charcoal grays or whatever it is, and funny. No white refrigerators, bitches. Okay, it looks like that one talks to you when you walk in the kitchen.
You're funny. It doesn't, but if you knock on the glass, it'll like light up. So that you can see what's inside, and then you can like you have to open.
OMG. How have you been?
You know what? I actually haven't been good. I just got out of the hospital 2 days ago. I haven't been.
OMG. So is that the bracelet you have on?
Yeah, and I need to take it off. I didn't even think about it. Sorry. But yes, God walked me on out of there.
You know, my son and I went to the hospital. He had to do like a sleep study. And we both had to stay in the thing. And so we had to have matching things, like, this is my person. And then we left, and his birthday, he was going to turn 18 that following week. And so he's like, let's leave it on till my birthday.
I
And I
can't.
was
I
like,
love it.
yeah. I was like, yeah, you came in like this. We came in matching. That's the only way
That's
we
a
were
fact.
in the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah, it
love
was
it.
cute. It was cute.
I love it.
So I understand the whole thing about kind of leaving them on. I get it. I get
I didn't even realize until you just said it
it.
that it was still. I didn't even realize
Yeah.
it. But anyway, I'm better, so I'll take it. You know.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you better? Did they
Yeah.
figure it out?
Yeah, they said whatever I had. Well, okay, so their diagnosis. I'm not going to talk about it, what that was, but
Right.
it's life threatening. Like I could have been in a coma. Hmm.
OMG.
I could have died. Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
I went there because I have been like exhausted for 4 days,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I've been exhausted before, where I'm just like I don't have no energy, whatever. But in this case, when the doctor was like, I could send you home or you could get admitted, I was like, I think I should stay.
Mm-hmm.
And then another doctor came and told me, yeah, you got to go to the ICU. I was like, say what? Excuse me? I
You
know.
were like the
See,
C
exactly.
and the U, like all three together, like
Hmm.
it's not different floors. Like
Yeah.
ah,
And I was
hey
in shock. I was
Mamere, what's
like,
good?
lady, I came
Mamere,
here because
would
I'm
you
tired. What are
be
you talking
an
about?
extraordinaire and please drop the link to Chanel's reality channel because I was able to put her at into the description, but that's not how people can just link through. If you wouldn't mind, I hate love to be able to put you to work since you're my awesome mod and everything. So I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Love that you're here. Yeah. So continue, Chanel. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But I was just as much in shock as you because I thought people in the ICU are like car accident victims. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they like hooked up to machines. So I was very scared about that. But they got
Oh,
me
yeah. I
together
bet.
and
I said, oh yeah, I bet.
I was very scared and but they got me back together. I'm
Yeah.
still my doctors told me they're like you're still because I'm like I feel bad again. I'm still don't feel good, but they're like you because of what your body's been through, uh
Right.
you're gonna take it's gonna be a minute.
Oh my
But
gosh.
that's okay. I said let me go on and do some stuff that I like to do.
Yeah, I
And
appreciate
then
the reach out. I'm so glad I wasn't having T-Rex syndrome, but obviously, you know what T-Rex syndrome is,
I
do you?
don't. What is that?
Oh
You're
my God, I do myself T-Rex. I like put myself on my own little punishments and stuff like that. Like, and I do my own little games with myself. It's all about me. It's not like it doesn't really have to do with the other person, but it kind of does. So T-Rex is when,
do
like
you
you
like ghost
could call the
everybody?
person, you could call the person, but because they don't reach, you don't reach.
Yeah.
And so it's T-Rex. I'm not
Hmm.
reaching till you reach it. It's obviously your turn to call if T-Rex syndrome is happening. That means I was the last person to call you like the last 5 times, bitch. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I saw a meme even that said, call people that call you. I was like, ah,
I
thank
support
you,
that message.
Mamere. That is Chanel's channel. And you guys can go follow her right there because, like I said, we're about to dissect this whole Kenya Moore hair care. Kenya Moore hair care. What a way to go in. What a way to go out. Okay.
Mm.
She came in as a disruptor at Marlo Hampton's debut, some shit, right?
Mhm.
Wasn't it Marlo shit? She
Mhm. With her drum line. Yep.
See, God don't like ugly and very little pretty. People thought she got away with that for years. Obviously not. Her shit is literally on the curb. And I don't even really like to talk about that. I'm a housing advocate. You know what I'm saying? Like I advocate for affordable housing for everybody deserves a roof. Like I think this shit should halfway be free. I will drive past enough properties, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm just like, I don't even really like to have to show you guys this image of freaking her shit on the sidewalk. I don't want to have to show you that. But this is what happened because she did this. Revenge corn situation. In addition to not have nobody there to get their hair done. And then she started posting shit about how she didn't want people with C4 hair there. Did you see that kerfuffle?
Oh my
Literally
God.
said in the description on her thing, like,
I did
oh,
not know
this
that.
shipment isn't for C4 hair. I'm like, bitch.
Child.
So anyway, before we really get into it, I just want the people to see some other people's reactions. Because during the time that Kenya Moore has been going through this at her salon, there have been bloggers who brought it to our attention in the first place. Shout out to Michelle Alien, who I consider a cyber friend at the least, a real friend in my head. Okay. And so Michelle Alien, boots on the ground. Where's my fan at? Okay. Because she's around. Okay. And she was there the day that the story about the revenge corn happened. And she
I
saw
remember that.
everybody storm out talking about penises. Oh my God. I've never seen so many veins in a face. Are you supposed to start on the forehead like that? I didn't know. Wow.
Oh my God.
Her voice didn't even change after. Wow. I'm just like, okay, that was a lot. And but what did Kenya say? She said that Michelle was a liar. From what I remember, she
Did
was
she?
talking about Michelle was lying. Everybody was lying and making things up, and that never happened. And she was getting stalked because people were checking to see if her.
Girl, stop.
No, she was. She would go on things and be like, no, she was getting stalked because people were coming to her business to see if it was open. They were making appointments and were willing to pay and everything.
Aren't people supposed to go to your business?
Thank you.
What do you mean? I can't. Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries. No, we're here to talk about it while we set up this Instagram video of, again, not only was she boots on the ground when this happened, she was boots on the ground when this happened. Wait, yeah, she was boots on the ground when
Mm-hmm.
this happened, and she was boots on the ground when this happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna watch.
And
Shout out
she
to
was
Michelle.
sick. Like
Yes,
she was actually not well.
exactly. Now, I don't know. Sometimes when I add Instagram, there's a problem with the volume. So you'll be sure to let me know. Let's give this a look.
More hair spa has been officially evicted. Look at this. What the hell is going on? What the hell is this? OMG. It is a wrap. Y'all, I have got out of my bed just to come up here to find out that Kenya Moore Hair Spa has been officially evicted. Look at this. What the hell is going on? What the hell is this? OMG. It is a wrap.
Wow.
Y'all, I have got out of my bed
So
just to come up here
can I
to
shut you
find
up?
out.
Thank you, AT Alien. So that's from I'm AT Alien in the YouTube street. She's all things ATL. And she be boots on the ground about it all. Yeah, she wasn't feeling well last night either when she went live after she posted this. So yeah, I hope you feel better very soon, Michelle Brown. Now, let's go search for Britt Edie. Maybe she still has it up because
I think it's two. Oh no, it's only one. Okay, never mind. I never even been to this lady page. I didn't even.
I love Britt Edie. I have been pro Britt Edie. When I first found out she was going to join, I was like, oh, she'll fit right in. You know?
Yeah, I like that she
And
drove by. I was like,
yeah,
this epic, perfect.
right.
Mm-hmm. Look at Phaedra in the comments.
All I do is cry from laughing about it. Only lacking I can do is my lack of responses. Only rest that I do is wear the rest of my commas.
I like this level of petty. I'm here for it.
Me too. Look, Michelle is like, yes, you had to have been right behind me. Like, what? Skirt.
Yep.
When I jump in my Bugatti.
Right.
And then from what I heard, the fans were also lining up. Oh, look, there's a truck getting some of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were lining up to get her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was there were police there, and something about because it was technically still on the property and not all the way on the sidewalk. That's why they had to guard it, which was really interesting because let's see if we can
I can tell you this right now. If I lived in an apartment complex and my husband put my stuff out on the curb, no police is coming to guard shit.
Right.
They're not going to say, well, it's technically still on the property. You know what I'm saying? I just feel the privilege of it all. But anyway.
Yeah, she got grace for sure. Oh, here was her response after that video got posted.
I'm taking space. This isn't my time. This isn't my place. I'm stepping into my power.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I don't know the rights to this music.
I'm rising. I'm taking space. This isn't my time. This isn't my place. I'm stepping into my power now. No.
I'm having a hard time how you have a whole hair care line and you didn't do your daughter's hair before y'all went wherever they are.
Oh no, we're gonna have to let it play again. I wasn't even looking at her hair.
I don't understand.
I was trying to figure out.
And I'm not saying anything about her daughter. Let me be very clear.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
No, we're not saying
if
that.
you have a hair brand, I don't understand why. I don't understand.
Oh, there she is. Oh, it's not bad. It just looks like some plaits.
No. It's yeah.
Let's see.
You would have to probably stop it and then zoom in to kind of see it. It's just the old. It's you can't be Kenya running around with a $22,000 Hermes bag, and you didn't get your daughter's hair done before y'all went wherever y'all went. That's my problem.
I bet she did get it done though. I bet she did.
It don't look done. Scoops.
It just looks like kind of like frizzy. Like as a natural hair girly, like stuff gets frizzy. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what that is though.
Very frizzy up there. It's just, kid frizz. Maybe she's a rough sleeper. Maybe it's so silky.
No. What that is, let me tell you what that is. That's Chanel got her braids.
For a baby.
Chanel got her braids. I'm not saying anything against her, but Chanel didn't take out her braids in time for the trip. She was supposed to get them tightened up. I'm saying nothing against the child. The child can look. She don't have to have nothing in her hair. She got grease and water hair in my opinion. I'm saying if you're gonna be Miss, I'm $1,000,000, then I just feel like.
Hey,
but anyway, I won't say nothing else about the baby because it don't have nothing to do
on
with
the
her.
sidewalk and the judgment from what I've heard is between $50,000 and $80,000 are the numbers that it's either $80,000 is what she thinks she was supposed to get paid back, but she owes like $50,000 or something in back rent.
Are you talking about Kenya for the landlord?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I feel like that's
I don't think she's really a millionaire. I don't think she's a millionaire.
I have a hard time, and I love me some Candy Burris. Not like I love her more than anybody else, but I'm saying I love the fact that she, isn't a crash out, so to speak. You know how you can come from the 90s and you become popular and whatever, and then you don't have nothing in the end to show for it. But I have a hard time because they keep saying, oh, she's a millionaire. She has all this money. And I'm not saying she does or doesn't. But it's like, then how do y'all have these tax liens that are like $12,000, $18,000, $25,000?
Yeah, you don't pay them if you have all that money.
I can understand having one and you fighting it or whatever the case may be. But it's like when you keep having them, I'm confused. And this is the thing too, even with Kenya, I'm like, girl, you've had. Didn't she come on the show when Nene met her with that white ice box in that place or whatever the case may be, wherever she was, and then
Uh-huh.
she moved into that house, and you have a whole Bentley you rolling around in, and then you get evicted. Eviction is in your history.
Yeah. And the
It's like,
reasoning
what is
behind it, like, you know, why did look, I can't, I have a stutter sometimes, you guys. Um, why would she do this? Why would she, if she had the money, allow a fight of I did this construction in a, and who would in their right fucking mind invest like $100,000 of your personal funds into a building that's not your ownership? So now she put the $100,000 in. Remember at one point she said she used the baby's college fund?
did
Like
she
she's
say
like,
that?
I believe so. Somebody put it in the chat if I'm lying.
Wow.
Because she said something about this had like she was going to the college fund for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this was the
That
future.
sounds familiar, but I don't know. I
And
thought she was saying it in jest. I didn't think she was being honest. But okay.
well, and then a lot of people were like, oh, well, you don't have any money. And then she's like, yes, I do. And they're like, well, go ahead and pay the landlord then because more months are adding up. So now it's been even more months since she paid the landlord. So then they went back and forth in court. And then she didn't file the stuff in time. And, you know, that can happen. And Erica Jane, that keeps happening with Erica Jane. And that's way worst case, you know. And so she didn't file something in time, and then something else happened, and then something almost. Then the judge was like, "Well, yeah, she kind of has a point, but it wasn't the point she needed to have because the next thing was you need to make arrangements to pay $50,000 today and $30,000 on the next day, or some shit like that." And she didn't do that either after the judge told her to do that, and that's why we're here.
It's giving. What's that guy that Cynthia Bailey was married to? Peter. What's his name? Peter what?
Peter
It's
Thomas.
giving Peter Thomas because Peter Thomas, remember he kept opening up businesses and stuff, and then he would like get sued by the landlord because he ain't paid. That's what it's giving. And this
Mm,
is the other thing. This is the other problem that I have with Kenya. Outside of all of the other stuff that she has done, in my opinion, with evil intent, it's just kind of
yes.
like you you keep you have said you came on this show swearing to God, I'm a boss. I do multi-million-dollar movies. I blah 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 blah. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna listen, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell you that you do or don't.
Exactly.
What I don't understand is once they started saying rumblings, once there were some rumblings, because if you've ever been terminated from anywhere, you can kind of see the writing on the wall. There's some
Right.
rumblings of things going on, right? Hers just happens to be public because Michelle ATL and I think also broke the news whenever they were terminating her, if I'm not mistaken. And so
Right.
it's like, okay, so you hear these rumblings, you got all these connections, right? You supposedly been in the industry for 30 years. You trying to downplay Kim Fields and whatever she brought to the American
Yeah, bless Kim
culture.
Fields' heart.
Right.
And I
And
did not
so,
like the attack on that husband. And she led that attack and then was mad when people were talking about Mark's fucking nose ring.
and
She
then
needs
ended up
to
with a
go have several
psychopath.
seats.
And then ended up with a psychopath. Let's be very
Yeah.
clear. You're talking about this woman's husband, and she seems to have a successful marriage, at least on the surface. But then
Right.
you go get a narcissist and you marry him. But that's another story for another day. I'm trying to
Yeah.
understand if you got all of these connections to Hollywood and you are in the history books and you sold whatever. Help me understand why you didn't go to TLC or ABC or one of them channels, Lifetime, create some movies over there. Go do something with your daughter, like how she's doing online right now.
Right.
You know, it could have been Kenya and I forget her daughter's name, Brooklyn, do
Brooklyn.
whatever, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It
think
could
she
have
did a
been,
Kenya and Brooklyn did Paris.
yes, it could have been just a good, wholesome, this is the real me, not the one that has to make up beefs with people on TV or get in fights all the time and try to tear other women down and all that kind of stuff to raise myself up. It could have been magnificent. You get what I'm saying? And she just was like, no, I didn't already went to hell, so let's just go deeper. And I don't get it. If you're so wealthy and you're walking around with your $22,000 handbags. Why are you selling title loans to broke people? To keep them in a title loan chokehold? It doesn't make any sense to me. So to me, if it don't add up, there's a lie somewhere.
And people have said that about her.
I don't get it though. It's just like something is not right. Something ain't right.
But a lot of the housewives, specifically because they're putting their lives on our face, you know, they are fronting a lot of these housewives.
And that's fine. I'm just like, go away once you've created this situation for herself, which to me is just not a good look. You got all these fans, supporters, and people that love, they team twirl and whatever.
Right.
Go do something good with it. But I was just shocked. Were you shocked when you heard the news? Kenya's been evicted or whatever?
No, because I've been following Michelle, who has been reporting from court documents that she gets this was expected if she didn't follow through. So, and the last thing that we were told by Michelle was that she hadn't followed through and to expect it. So we were just kind of waiting. And, she had a history, like I said, sorry about that. She had a history, Kenya did. Had kind of like this pattern within the case of filing like either at the last minute or late. You know what I mean? You know how like they give you X number of days to respond to right? And that kind of drag it out. So she was doing that kind of stuff. So,
this is okay. So let's say Kenya's okay. I'm fighting it out because they're trying to evict me and they owe me money, whatever. Let's just say she's right. Why not move your stuff out of there?
That part. So, let's look at that real quick.
I don't even understand.
And Chanel, she actually addressed that. Let's look at that.
Oh, did she?
Oh, boys and girls, let's take a look. Why did she do that? Well, we're going to go over to her Instagram, boys and girls, where we're going to see her caption to the video of her frolicking across the street with Brooklyn's undone hair, per Chanel. Okay. Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh, it keeps disappearing. Okay, it says, I have spent the last several weeks moving out of my salon as a result of my ongoing legal battle with the landlord who has failed to reimburse me nearly $80,000 of improvement funds I am rightfully owed. My only recourse was to withhold rent and file a countersuit. I already have my outfit laid out for court, child. To the amazing women and men who came in and twirled out in style, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is the chapter. This salon chapter is closing. Trust me, it's not the end. It's just the beginning of a new era. Stay tuned for what's next. Okay? So that's what her response was to us finding out and to the drive-bys. That happened. Can you guys still hear me okay? So, yeah, I couldn't even believe. Yeah. So anyway, that was her statement after we saw Kenya Moore's stuff out on the lawn and several drive-bys from people who she did things to and was like sideways towards. Like even the day that the whole revenge corn gate happened, Michelle A. Alien had been invited to that event and then was uninvited to that event. and then happened to drive by the event. And that's how we were able to get the truth about what happened. Because at first people were saying, oh, it didn't happen. People were just even talking about, I've never seen anything like that. And remember all the shock and dismay, but nobody would really say what happened. But Michelle Atalian told us. And then to respond to that, what did Kenya do? She called Michelle a stalker. She made several references to the blogger who broke the news. And I believe she said she was even like, not telling the truth. I believe that's what I heard her say. I don't know. Maybe speculatively, allegedly, she implied that Michelle was not telling the truth about what she had reported about there being a vein filled eggplant in the grand opening itinerary. Like, it was crazy. So when Brittany left that event, Michelle was outside. So that's how long she had been there. So she actually was the one who reported that no, Brittany was not there for the time that the whole revenge corn thing was happening. That Kenya took it upon herself to tell the guests to her business event that is now she has been evicted from, took the time at that event to, I feel like it was a form of sexual assault at work, sexual harassment at the least. You know how, like, back in the day, I'm old enough that back in the day, they had, like, if you went to the gas station or the tire shop, usually anything automotive had to do with tires for some reason. You would go there and you would go for service on your car. And like, sometimes you would have to go to like the area that smelled of motor oil and hydraulic fluid to like talk to them at that doorway. And like, if you happen to glance up at the desk from the desk that they're working on, usually there would be like some kind of TNA all over the wall. TNA calendars, TNA posters. TNA means tits. Yeah, so like nude posters of usually women. I never saw any of men in any of those establishments. It was always women in like, skimpy little outfits, Playboy centerfold, Hustler centerfold kind of stuff, Okay, Chanel. Here, I can drop the link right here too for you. I'll put it back in the chat for just in case you need it. There we go. Just a second, you guys. Chanel is trying to get back in. In the chat. Okay, I just let her know that I just dropped the link in the chat for her. So, damn it, where was I? Oh yeah, TNA would be everywhere, right? And then one day, a lady or a man went to HR and they were like, that offends me. I don't want to see areolas every time I go to get my tires rotated. And the coworkers started being like, the secretaries that had to go back there were like, I don't really want to see landing strips every time I go take Bob the fax that just came over. You know what I mean? So there was like a lot of pushback finally that got listened to. And Mad Men had to stop. If you know, you know. And so I actually took what she did at her event over here, over at this event over here. I took that as a form of sexual harassment to the people who went to the event and to the people who were freaking cameraing it, like the production team. They didn't go to work to see no TNA that day. What if that wasn't their vibe? What if they've never seen areolas? And what if they've never seen eggplants with that many veins inside lipstick mouths or whatever? I don't know. I don't know. But still, it was offensive. And I could see how it could be offensive to people to be in a work environment and have a coworker in these days and times decide to plaster eggplants on poster board, get it blown up. I'm not sure what print shop did that. It had to be an at-home job. Like she had to have like printed it out in sections and glue sticked it to the poster board, because who's even going to make, what business establishment is going to make a poster board of a lady doing that? Put it in the chat. Somebody might need the information, because I don't know of one that you can go to and not get in trouble for all of that. Mamir says production must have known that Kenya was going to do the revenge corn. There was a big poster board with a sheet over it. It must have been noticed. Were they fired too for being accomplices? Hey, Mamir, I was thinking that perhaps not. I was thinking that Kenya might have thought she was doing a big one. And because even who uses poster boards, it's like, even when this happened, QR codes were a thing. So why are you here with the poster board like you're in a high school presentation? You know what I mean? Like you don't even use, please. Like if anything, it was supposed to be a projector. Yay, Chanel is back. If anything, like, and who
I
does
can't hear.
boards anyway, Chanel? Can you hear us now?
Oh, I can hear. It's me. It's
okay,
me.
Great. Mamere has a great point. She says production must have known Kenya was going to do the revenge corn. There was a big poster board with a sheet over it. They must have noticed. Were they fired too for being accomplices?
It's a great question.
That is. And I was saying, I don't think so, because maybe it wasn't even on their radar to check a fucking poster board. Who brings a poster board in a QR code? That's like bringing a big ass Betamax DVD player, cassette player someplace.
Mm-hmm.
Some people won't even know what the fuck that is.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
They were like, poster board, I wonder what that, maybe they thought it was a big greeting card or some shit from, you've seen those big greeting cards at graduation time. Maybe they thought it was one of those,
I do think this. I don't think anything gets past the production people.
Right.
So I definitely think they knew something to a certain extent.
Right.
I don't understand why whoever her people are didn't say this is not the move. You've done a lot, but this is not the move. And I think a lot of people I know, because I was covering it when it happened, and I was just kind of like, so many people were trying to justify and be like, well, this was already out there. I don't give a shit if it was already out there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
What revenge corn is, that means you have to have, it's that, unless you have someone, that person's or persons
consent and permission.
Period. I don't care what you found it on the internet. Well, right. It was already out there.
And it wasn't even just about Brent. It was also about the eggplant, because they both needed to have given her explicit consent to show it at her grand grand
And not only do you need that person's permission, you also have to have this is what the problem is, with the biggest problem outside of it's just a humiliation situation, is that you had malice intent.
Yeah, the malicious intent
to humiliate her. That's what makes it. You get what I'm saying?
That's the revenge component.
Yeah, because even let's say Miss Edie wasn't even all the way here, right? To be able to even give you permission, but she did. Oh yeah, you can use it, Kenya. we know that your intent was malicious. So even
Right.
if Edie gave you all the permission in the world, we know
Malicious
it is
intent is the caveat. We went over
correct.
it in great detail as
Mm-hmm.
far we looked up Georgia laws
Mm-hmm.
on all of the aspects of that. And we
Yep.
did the similar thing when the same thing actually when Tom Sandoval and the Scandoval broke and Ariana Maddox sent allegedly that tape to Sheena
Ooh.
of Rachel finger banging herself, which Tom had phone recorded unbeknownst to Rachel and kept it for his private collection. And one day, Ariana allegedly got the phone and was like, "Oh, I wonder what's in his thing." And it ended up being like this file that had,
Really?
yeah, that had a file that had her friend from work who like had become like a girl that hung out a lot with her and Tom,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like pleasing herself,
Ooh.
and he had screen recorded it, and then she got mad and told Sheena about it, but then other people were giving such details that they're like, you had to have seen it. So then Rachel ended up suing Ariana and Tom. I
I
don't
think
think she
that's right.
sued production because production didn't show the video, but they did pick up cameras and play out the aftermath at her expense. Like she was villain supreme. So, yeah,
I hope.
she
I
has a
hope.
lawsuit right now about that.
I really hope Britt Edie wins her lawsuit against Bravo
Me
because
too.
all the lawsuits out there,
Right. For
Bravo,
all the
I
lawsuits.
think she has the one that has the most merit
Yeah. For
because
all the
y'all
lawsuits that
still
ever
show.
were.
It's kind of like you remember when the one guy, the black guy that won the Oscar recently, I forget his name, him and the other black actor, they were at
Mhm.
some award show or whatever, and then there was this person with
Oh, the
Tourette's,
Tourette's and
mhm, and he
BAFTA
was yelling out
and Michael
the
B.
N word, right?
Jordan and
And
damn, what's the older gentleman's
I
name?
can't remember their name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Damn. Oh, damn, that's
But
horrible. I can't remember his
the
name.
thing was that award show knew they had a like a delay, and they still chose
Right.
to
They
say
still
we're going
chose.
to do this. There were other things they cut out,
They did
but they
about
chose we're
his
going to leave this in here.
blurts specifically. They cut out
Correct.
other racial blurts, like think towards Chinese people or something like that.
Right. That's my
Right.
problem that I have with Bravo. That's why I can't let you off the hook, no matter what,
Right.
because you still edited this footage and you
Right.
left it in there.
Exactly. And that I have the same issue. I look, we're agreeing today. I told you guys we
Yeah.
usually play opposites in the sandbox, but today we so far one for one each. We hey. We be having fun over here, you guys. Be sure to follow Chanel's reality. She
Aw,
has her channel in the chat.
you're so
So today
sweet.
we're talking about this Kenya Moore situation, and Amira had posed a great question. Um, were the people fired? No, we don't think so. We do not believe that there's been any firings that we heard of. I mean,
No, and they're not going to be fired. Those people are unknown.
mhm. And like the people always say, production can ask you to do it, but you didn't have to do it.
Yep.
You still have a personal ability. Now, in the lawsuit for
That's
Britt
flawed,
Eady,
though.
hopefully she has named like Jane and John Doe's 1 through 58
Yeah.
so that she can have the ability to, when she finds out the name of the motherfucker that decided to let Kenya's poster board and sheets make it to air, and when she decided, and who else, what was the name of the person who decided to keep her from being able to see said video immediately once she heard about what happened? Who stopped her from seeing that video? Those two people specifically, along with obviously Kenya Moore, you know. Um, then who else?
All of them, the executive, everybody. Because
The
here's the thing:
EPs, the PDs, the
when you
PR.
have a business, your everything is your fault. I don't care if you're on vacation, if you at a funeral, everything that's happening under your watch, you whether you're there or not, is your.
Yeah, right.
So I hope Britt Edie wins. I know people are like, well, she said these horrible things to Kenya and she was wrong for that. And I think she should be held accountable equally for that, for sure.
Right.
But Bravo had how does it judiciary? How do you say the word? Judiciary? I forget how you say that.
Fiduciary duty.
Fiduciary. Thank you. Fiduciary duty to do the
Right.
right thing. And they don't give a fuck because they don't.
They don't. They don't care about mental health.
No.
They don't care about humanity.
They don't care about your addictions.
Yeah.
They don't care about none of they don't care about how this.
Hey guys, was it fun rock climbing?
Yeah.
Oh, are those calluses? Oh my god. OMG, you guys, are you okay?
Oh, it's so cute. Love it. Super cute.
We both did that green one.
So Kenya don't care about her stuff being on the porch.
And I finally did the eyeball one.
Oh my gosh, you got all the way to the top of the eyeball?
Yeah.
Both hands?
No, I just skipped the eyeball.
Okay, right on. Well, that's higher than last time. Right on, you guys. So, look, I'm all behind in my fabulous menu schedule. Look, it's all almost 4:44.
Oh, you supposed to be done cooking?
I was supposed to be at least here. The oven's not even on right now. I didn't even turn the oven on yet, girl. The only thing I did so far was marinate the meats.
Well, listen, you got that done. Step 1 is done. Okay.
Huh?
So, I said, so step 1 is done. The meat.
Step 1 is done. Yes, progress. Progress is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, change the attitude, largely.
Listen, greatness.
Progress is happening.
Greatness takes time. So when it's done, it's gonna be great, and that's all that's gonna matter.
That's all that's mattered. You hear that, God? Chanel has spoken. Okay.
But
so we are doing. What are we doing? Okay, while I read this, I'm gonna do this. Okay. So let's see what else about Kenya. Yeah, a couple. That'd be great. 3. Okay.
I know, because just 2.
Were they there or something? You already passed by and saw? Okay. Some stuff. So you guys, sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. That was my son's. You know how it is. It's kind of like, kids first. So there is no doubt in my mind that she doing the revenge corn left such a bad taste in her mouth that it directly affected the bookings at her business in a negative way, where people were just like, they weren't intrigued to go there. Not even for the content space that she ultimately in court got admitted to it being was a content creator space. And so not even people came there to shoot their little TikToks, you know what I'm saying? Or to do a live or two or have a podcast or something from there. I think she was trying to do something like, who's that lady over there in Atlanta who thought of the Married to Medicine thing? Mariah Huck, where she gets some kind of EP. But I don't know. I think that Kenya did a disservice to herself.
Yep.
And Britt Edie, I love the petty. I love the lawsuit. I hope she wins. She deserves to win. That was humiliating to have people think for all of those months that she was, a peen gobbler. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that it would be readily available on anybody's site. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To have her, how many? 10? That's only going to get 3.
Who do you think gave Kenya that information?
We can get,
Who do I think what, Chanel?
Gave Kenya that information.
Oh, see, that's a good question. Now, I was thinking those two ladies who came to
We can get seven.
all of that.
We can get seven.
What two ladies?
Take
Thank
off.
you.
We'll just end
There
it.
was two ladies. Remember in the episode when it first happened, there was two ladies that were trying to get on the show. There was like a just somebody or
Oh, was it Ming Lee?
okay,
What's her name?
huh?
What's her name? Ming Lee or something?
Yeah, Ming Lee, and she was dating Drew Sidora's ex or current or something or
Stop
something.
it.
No, I don't know. Isn't that how they know
Oh,
each
I don't know.
other?
I don't know.
Um, and so Ming Lee, and then there was a white lady because Ming Lee is not Chinese, you guys. She is or Asian. She is black, and
Is she?
she's black, and she likes the name Ming Lee from what my research showed. But somebody, if I'm lying, put it in the chat if I'm misguided. But then there was a white lady on there
Mhm.
who also was hanging very near to Kenya, and the story, the legend had it at the time that they wanted people were vying for their friends to be on the show. And Britt had came in and who's the little lady with the big titties? Kelly. And Kelly had come in, but Kenya had wanted Ming Lee and this other lady to come in. So she kept inviting them to all the events. And the very first time that Kenya met Britt and was hella salty to her, she was flanked by these two ladies who were like, kind of like, oh yeah, girl, she liked that. You know what I mean? And then didn't Ming Lee go so far as to say that she had a video in her phone of Britt doing
What?
something vaguely? You don't remember that? Let
Mm-mm.
me see. Ming Lee Britt Itty video. Let me see. I'm about to Google it because I'm fairly certain I heard a legend like that. Ming Lee Britt Edie video. Okay. Okay. Britt Edie confirms that and reality entertainment TV had picked up some responses over there. Let's say so you're missing for telling I'm sorry.
You
I
okay?
need some water, just a second. You're messing for telling Kenya that girl's business. Cute though. Ming Lee
Oops.
said the internet told that girl's business. What I know is still in my phone, and I'm not on the show. Not my monkey, not my circus. And then Britt
I.
Edie says,
Mm-hmm.
internet didn't tell Kenya anything because where is it all over the internet? Ming told me herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami for a whole hour. She saved explicit images of me in her phone for a rainy day. Very weird to admit to. She ain't innocent either. Can't help we dated the same people. Talking about Rick Ross. So yeah, so there's like all these channels. So that's part of why I thought it was specifically Ming Lee, in addition to, but then again, Ming Lee, if she was in the room when she took the pictures, then she definitely knows what's in her phone is definitely Brit. And Brit didn't say, oh, that could have never happened, you know.
But even if
But
Brit is in her phone doing whatever it is,
mhm,
why are
mhm.
you sending this type of graphic information to a TV personality person? And then
Yeah,
if you know you got a big check that you get every single season for what 2 or 3 months worth of work, something that people won't make in 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? You want
yeah.
to throw all of that away so that you can try to humiliate somebody. That to me is what I never understood, but I do understand it because you lead with evil intent.
Right, and she's always been evil though.
Yep.
She's always, and she's gotten glorified for it. And it's kind of like, Kenya Moore was actually like the beginning of the end of civility, and light shade, because people say Nene was mean, but she wasn't malicious. She was just very like she was just so witty and so quick. Like, yeah, I could get to your white meat. Yeah, that could fucking happen. So you better shut the fuck up and stay over there. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like to like really like hurt your mom, And even when she would talk about that's why your mom left, it was after she said some fucked up shit about her. You know what I mean? It was like a response thing. It was a call and response that they did with each other. But it wasn't like a malicious, like, oh, let me go sabotage anything. What do you think about that?
I agree. 1,000%.
Right.
I
Yeah.
always felt like the Kenya and her mom thing, that always, no matter what she did, even though I never thought she was good from the beginning, like with that whole Portia thing, even though we know Portia's a different person too. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But when she showed up to that lady's event and was like trying to drag her because she said Miss America instead of Miss USA, whatever it was, I was just giving her the side eye. I'm just like, girl, it's that pretentious, I'm better than you. You need to, I can understand. Yeah, you should. Why is my lighting so dark? I don't know what's going on with my lighting. I didn't like her for that. And that was because let's be clear, I didn't know who Kenya Moore was until she came onto the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But she tried to make it seem like everybody knows who she is. And maybe a lot of people did. I didn't. But what would always endear me to her is her mom not, ever acknowledging her. Like, I'm like, that's hard. You know what I mean? And I'm sure she has abandonment issues and everything else. But then you keep being the mean girl.
Right.
Like, I know that, what's that lady's name? Tanya is somewhere happy right now. Like, that's what your ass get. Because what did you say? I have to get real cute so I can read a bitch. Yeah. Tanya got the last laugh in every way. Huh?
That is hilarious.
Yeah, she got the last laugh because you did all of that and that got the cookie lady and all of that stuff. And then literally the following season, your husband is, you and him, y'all on the rocks, he dragging you, like all kinds of stuff. I think they were getting divorced the next season.
Wasn't
he
even
had
worth
embarrassed her. Something crazy happened. So I just don't understand, when are you going to wake up? And you sitting up here talking about, oh my God, I'm doing all of this for my daughter and I want to make sure I represent you. Ever since you had her, you still making even worse choices. I'm like, you were making better choices prior to her. And now she's here and she's this beautiful little soul, a blessing from God. And you still doing dumb shit. And I can't understand it. It's almost like you have a mental illness of some sort. Because you know better. And let's be clear, you could have a mental illness and still know better and still be manipulative and all that kind of stuff. You sure can.
Right.
So I think something ain't right with that lady.
Something not right up there, mommy.
Yeah, because even with everything going on, you showed us the video where her response is, I'm somewhere in another country with my daughter. Basically, I guess she's trying to say I'm unbothered. But unbothered people don't even come answer you. Right. I would say if we're going to look at somebody that's unbothered, Beyonce, she probably really bothered, but Beyonce ain't answering nobody for no reason. She don't care what's going on. She's not answering you. That's true unbothered, at least on the surface. Kenya's bothered. You got a hairline that went nowhere, a hair spa that, or not hairline, you got your, I guess whatever the stuff is that it's no longer in, where was it? Sally's or wherever it is. That's not, so I guess maybe
Sally's in it.
Maybe it's on KenyaMoore.com.
So that's how it was on the bottom shelf at Sally's. And went to the bottom shelf. And
you lost your job on TV.
Yeah.
Then you got a whole husband, even before you lost the job, who was what I consider a narcissist, a grade A narcissist. He tried to take all your money. He drug you through divorce court, forced you to show your financial, all kinds of things. And You refuse to do anything horrible to this man. You refuse to even act like he's done anything wrong. But
Right.
this lady on your show does whatever it is that she did to piss you off. And now this is your response? But you won't say nothing, not one word bad about this crazy man. Like, make
Right.
it make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then now you're acting like you unbothered. I would be bothered. If I took my time, my work, sweat, and tears, and my money that she claims she took to open a business, and this is the other thing too. This is the problem that I have more so with Kenya and her I'm a boss bitch persona. It's
Yeah.
like, if you got all of this know-how and you're so intelligent, to all her Team Toro people, she's so intelligent. She has the. Help me understand business 101. Why would you go and throw hundreds of thousands of dollars into a business that you have absolutely no experience in? Zero.
Zero experience
Zero.
and don't own that building.
Right.
And
So
like
you
add
don't.
a floor, like she made a second floor as a upgrade to that space.
Yeah, she wanted to. It was the I want to show everybody. Like I said, I'm walking around with a $40,000 handbag. I want to stun on bitches, and here's the thing. I love to stun on bitches. I will stun on you right here, right now, today. I have no problem with stunning on bitches because I work hard for my money, right? So I'm
Right.
gonna buy what I like and whatever the case may be. I don't even have a problem with any of that. What I'm saying is, if you read any business book, they would tell you, okay, I want to be a mechanic because being a mechanic, I'm gonna open a mechanic shop because it's super lucrative, right? And it
Right.
is super lucrative. But what happens when your mechanics go on vacation or they get sick or whatever? You just gonna leave your people? You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, you have to be able to step in and say, I can do X. She was never gonna be able to do that, right?
Exactly. That was,
So
you know, my friend on these YouTube streets, Krista Marie. You know Krista, right?
no.
Yeah, yeah.
If I know her, I don't know her by that name.
Anyway, you've been on the thing with us before. I'm pretty
Oh, I know
sure
what you're talking about. I know what
you
you're talking about.
tapped in. Yeah. So that is her biggest thing with that whole Kenya thing too. Like that really chapped her hide that Kenya wasn't like credentialed for this whole business. Like she wasn't taking it seriously, you know?
Like, even if you're gonna do that, just you got to be prepared to lose money, because you can't step in and be the person that does the hair. You can't.
Right.
So since you can't do that, Kenya is the definition with regard to this particular business venture. She's the definition of, just because I build it and I have name recognition, they will come. The problem is, once, I don't remember who did this, but once somebody said to everybody on, in the housewife hemisphere that Kenya is wearing wigs, might have been Tanya. I think it was Tanya. That's probably why she hated Tanya so much. But
Remember Tanya, she was so nasty to Tanya about it and then came out with the wig line. Isn't that what happened? Wasn't she nasty and then came out with the
yes,
wig line or some shit like that?
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, once you're the person talking about natural hair and your hair, you got 24 inches of your own hair, which is more power to you. But once you're making that your brand and everybody
I
should buy
think
these
this is
products because
24.
of, right, exactly, real hair. Just saying. And no shade to the people that don't wear real hair, because my hair ain't real. But my point is, if once you say, this is my brand and I have all this beautiful hair, and you do,
You're right.
then when they expose you for wearing wigs, then I don't understand, what are you doing? You get what I'm saying? It's like, they exposed
Right.
you,
And then she was
then you need
always
to
mad at the
say,
people that exposed her too. She would always like be mad at them because they told the truth that she was on her lie.
right,
It's just
correct,
weird.
right. So now you mad at these people, and then you take you take this bag, I feel like, that you fumbled, and you say, okay, instead of saying, I'm going to sell wigs, which would have made better sense, or just sell your products. I never understood why she felt like she needed to open a spa. Now,
Right.
open a spa, but don't open a spa for that, because that's a cash business. You gotta, and it's a very personal business, meaning people, the way they put themselves together and want to look good and whatever, that's very personal. So if you can't deliver that, then you
Can
shouldn't be
that
doing it.
housewife of Dubai, Carol, there was a Carol in Dubai that had the glass house,
Are you
like
coming back?
hair, nail spa. I don't know. I kind of feel like she was working in there. She was working.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why you can't just. And a lot of times the people that come on Housewives, that's the thing now. They're like, ever since Bethany Frankel became a multimillionaire because she started that skinny girl dream girl whatever it was, Margarita. Everybody
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, this is what we got to do when we come on TV," and it makes sense. You have a platform, use it wisely. What was that? Um, but you need to use it wisely, meaning not just use it wisely because you're on TV and promote something. You need to use it wisely in the sense of it needs to make sense what you're promoting. It needs to make sense. It needs, you know what I'm saying? It needs to go along with something it's your brainchild. You know how to do.
right.
Or even if you don't want to do that, then put your name on something that also makes sense. That's the problem that Kenya ran
Or
into
she
is
would have
because
got like a manager that would have ran it for her and let it succeed
all
that way.
Kenya needed to do, if we really want to keep it a book, if she wanted to have something in Atlanta that her people could come to and whatever, she could say is successful, open her own Kenya, whatever, sell her products out of there. And then
Yeah,
people would have came and they would have bought it. They really would have, just like they were going
like
to the
if all she would have in there is her edge cream and shit, people would have came
right.
for that. They would have. And it would have felt way more exclusive because you're going there just to get her stuff from her. Like
Exactly.
when you go to those skin places, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all she needed to do. But
But she didn't bet on black.
because at least with Candy, we all on some level was like, maybe we might want a chicken wing, you know what I'm saying, or a lamb chop, or some cornbread or whatever that her aunties made. Everybody eats. That's the only way you can live here on this earth. So people were gonna go and eat. Nobody has to go and get Kenya more hair care. Nobody.
Right.
So it
Even
was
though health and
smart for
beauty
Candy
is
to
like
do that. Hmm?
health and beauty is like a number one extra money item.
Yeah, there are three things that are recession proof:
Yeah.
alcohol, tobacco, and beauty products.
Right. Right.
People can be broke and on the street and they still going to Walgreens to get their items. I'm
Right.
telling you. People gonna be like, I'm broke and I'm homeless, but I still want to look cute. It just is what it is.
And I
But
kind of feel like that's kind of why even the CVS's, Paylesses, and Walgreens are all going out of business because they started selling so much more shit except for those three things. They used to just have the three, you know?
mm-hmm.
And now they're all cards and candy and
all the things. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I do feel bad for her. This can't be a pleasant experience, but I am a true believer and God brings you to it. God will bring you through it. Everything happens for a reason, and it's usually to make the butterfly dust on your wings stronger for you to even ascend higher after this little kerfuffle. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully she'll stop being a mean ass bitch.
I don't feel bad for her.
Hopefully she will.
I don't feel bad for her, and I'm the most empathetic person on earth, but I don't feel bad
I
for her.
don't feel bad for her, but I'm just saying, I just want her to, like, you know, rebound from this in a way.
She figures it out, and I hope she is can it and it. I
But
hope
she
she
has
learns.
been
I hope she
low
learns
key.
from it. That's what I hope.
She has been kind of low key, like hey Manny, the freaking link is in there, man. Come up here. Let's talk about your fave. Like, I think you're Team Twirl, aren't you? I don't know if you're dizzy yet. I'd love to hear because I feel like Kenya has been like almost like a level of
Oh, Emmanuel.
delusion.
Yes, come
Yeah.
up here. I haven't seen
And
him
like
in
a
so long.
level of delusion with
Mhm.
Kenya's like being in denial. Like Michelle had video, it happened. She's like, oh, it didn't happen.
Did
Michelle
she?
had, yeah.
Wow.
Britt said it wasn't her, and it wasn't her, but she was like, oh, it's her. And then she was like, oh, I'm not going to get fired. And she got fired. It's just so
Right.
many things that it was like, turn back. And at no point had she been even contrite within the season instead of triple, double freaking quadruple down on the maliciously intended producing of eggplants being gobbled by somebody's mouth without permission. And this is the aftermath and the repercussion. And I also feel like you said, so nobody wants to go spend their money on that. But also, even with her Team Twirl, why didn't the people spend all of their shit over there? I was surprised there wasn't a dust storm. Dust bunnies all in the freaking parking lot from Team Twirls pulling up in the damn parking lot over to Kenya Moore's hair salon. I was expecting a freaking hurricane level 18 tornadoes being reported in Buckhead, wherever her freaking thing. Oh, you don't love her. It was Sebastian. Good. Okay.
I love Sebastian. Where's Sebastian?
Me too. I miss him very much. I lost my train. Anyway. But yeah,
you were saying her Team Twirl people didn't go and
yeah, I was surprised they didn't cause like a hurricane or a tornado level 5 category or something, and with like, you know, the frenzy at which to get to her and support her, because they be supporting her with their mouth and everybody else is dumb.
Listen, Shamia showed us that it was nothing but water in the bottles. So that's why they didn't show up. They like, we can support her from afar, but we don't believe the product actually works in any capacity. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice. But I guess.
And even like usually a good fan base would be like, go buy 8 of them and prove that it's not, you know?
And
then nobody countered it.
My question is, why didn't Kenya Moore, once she realized, okay, this isn't working after year 1? But didn't she, even at her grand opening, wasn't she like crying, talking about, I'm struggling to get butts in the seats?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you lost your job and you still kept it open?
She was crying, showing freaking poster side flashcards of pain.
Right. Exactly.
It was weird. Yeah. I bet there's a market for somebody crying during a job and everything, you know, during a BJ. I don't know.
So what do you think? Because Marlo could give her a loan. Didn't Marlo say, do you need a loan? I can give you a loan. Where's Marlo?
Not with Tyler Perry.
Right.
Did you see that?
I did see that. And I believed it immediately. I was like, oh my God.
That is hilarious. You did not believe it. You did?
I absolutely believed it. Because why wouldn't Marlo be with a billionaire?
Yeah, I was thinking. I was thinking, why would Tyler Perry be with a woman?
Well, right. But this is the thing. I felt like Marlo's that girl that will be his beard.
Yeah, I was thinking that could have worked, but yeah. She has those 2 nephews she's still raising. I didn't really see that as like a bingo card win.
Yeah. Somebody came on the internet and was like, no, this is not real. I was like, okay.
They're like, heck no, this isn't real.
So what do you think? I know you don't watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta anymore, but like, people are like, we don't like this cast. I don't have a problem with the cast. I really don't. I don't really understand why Portia's there. Portia's annoying me, honestly. I'm just like, with the fake boyfriend, and I'm like, girl, ooh. I don't get it. It's just, I do wish Nene was still there, but Nene's never coming back.
Never.
She's never coming back. So I'm like,
yeah, she's.
We have what we have.
I mean, I'm gonna watch the Ultimate Girls Trip for sure. I didn't start.
When are they having the Ultimate? Oh, when is that? Because I didn't know they were having.
I don't know, but you know, she filmed for it allegedly.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, so.
And then something happened.
I'm gonna watch that for sure. But even like I'm not like all into K Michelle or anything. I haven't been watching Roa. Have you?
Yes, I have been watching it, and it's.
Oh, what are your thoughts on this season and the addition?
I feel like it's good enough.
Not there.
It's good enough.
Okay, what?
Not great. I don't think it's great. I think it's good enough. It's entertaining. But the problem I'm having is like once I found out Portia then rented a boyfriend to be on the show, it was just like, okay, so now I can't believe.
Oh, she rented a boyfriend for this season?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And the crazy part is at some point, I don't know if this was last year or the year before, but the guy that she supposedly was dating when she the on the episode 1, he had a video, he had done a video previously with some producer guy. And the guy was like, yeah, you need to get on the show. You need to be a love interest, blah, blah, blah. He was basically saying, you're going to go get a check and we can go get a check for you being on Housewives. And then the guy ended up being Portia's original love interest. So once we realized that this is fake, it was just like, listen, I'm checked out of that. But I like Shamia, even though I didn't always like her. I like Shamia. I like because of her story with her child and all that. I think she actually has a good storyline, like a real one, and a real husband and a real money and all that. So that's cool. I don't understand the whole chicken and waffles that you open a restaurant and then now it's closed already. I'm confused about that. With the Kelly lady. And then I'm confused also about the slutty vegan lady, because it's like you said you had $20 million and you was wealthy and all this and you lost it all. That's very confusing. But she seems to have what seems like a good marriage, but she's not being truthful with her husband, so that's probably gonna come back to bite her at some point. I'm trying to think. I like that Cynthia's still there. Who else is on the show? I'm trying to remember all the people. Oh, I like Angela. I just don't like her husband. He's just annoying as hell to me. Cause you could tell he clearly don't love her. He's just, I don't even know why they married. It's almost like she forced him into a marriage because she's gorgeous. She got a body for days, and she with this man who don't even like her. She's like, grab my ass. He's like, no. I'm like, what kind of? Anyway, it just seems very forced. But
Angela and Charles remind me of a couple that he comes on the show with her so he can divorce her, and at least she has the show. Like Carl, kind of like Kelsey Grammer did.
Camille.
Yeah, that's kind of like
I don't get it.
Like her. He's not kind of into it. I don't know.
He don't like her at all.
Yeah, that's what we get, and he knows that we see that, and he hasn't adjusted it at all because he just doesn't like her.
You know what he gives? A nicer version of Kenya Moore's ex-husband, Mark.
Well, kind of like a nicer.
He's a nicer version of that.
Funner.
He's not so super.
Oh, is this? It's Emmanuel. Oh my God,
Manny.
Hey guys.
Hi, how's it going?
Long time no hear. I haven't heard from you in so long.
I know. How are y'all?
We're good. I'm good. She's over there making a meal for her family, so I know she good.
Yeah,
How have you been?
Pretty good.
Good. So what do you make of Kenya Moore getting evicted out of her or whatever, and the people coming down to collect her stuff?
When you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite you.
That's right. Speaking of clowns, what do you think of those?
Oh my God. Well, the thing I was just gonna say real quick with Atlanta, what is going on? So we got Kenya evicted. We got Drew homeless. We got Kelly losing her business. We got Angela losing all her houses.
Right.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Where's the affluence? Where's the luxury? Like, how are they all still gallivanting around in all the stuff with all these $30,000 bags, and you like all of this is happening? You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, and let me not forget Pinky in bankruptcy.
Right.
In time for the premiere. Like, that's weird. So that means she knew this was coming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't a bad thing. I mean, in the sense of like, so she could have a built-in storyline where people will be, kind of invested, because the housewives audience, and don't matter which housewives audience it is, we could be very much like very fickle. You know, it's like, oh, she's not giving enough. What is she bringing to the table? Blah, blah, blah. And then if she gives more, then it's like, oh, she's trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like the people can't win. So I think with at least with the slutty vegan lady that you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an authentic thing. So it is something that's actually happening to you. You can't really fake a bankruptcy. I don't think. Maybe you can. I don't know. But
Right.
I think it's a real life story. And not only that, that if she's able to overcome and come up and rebound or whatever the case may be, it gets people invested for when she does come back with her whatever vegan stuff, then people are gonna go support it. You get what I'm saying? And
That's
so
true, but don't
but
you feel like some in the milk ain't clean with her story?
ooh,
Like, I don't know. You say you lost your business, you got it back in 40 days. You say you're
what
like the top entrepreneur of America, but you got all these lawsuits because you something about it. I don't know what it is. And then that husband of hers talking about I humble you.
is that what he said?
Uh-huh.
You say that?
He said, I'm the one that humbles you. And then it's weird because she doesn't want to involve him. She doesn't want him to know that much about her
That is weird.
business.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That is weird, but I would say on some level maybe she's just embarrassed. But then here's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
If you're embarrassed, why the hell would you come on a international TV show to embarrass yourself?
Mm-hmm.
But you gonna tell your husband?
Right.
You're telling us.
It doesn't add up. And if it don't add up, there's a lie somewhere.
Yep.
That's
So
real
she
talk.
lying about something. I don't know what. I think it's because listen, I was shocked she had a husband. I was like, oh, she likes men. I did not know. I thought she liked women.
Uh-huh.
And she might. And then when we met him, I thought he liked men. So I'm confused
Oh,
about the situation. And listen, shout
well,
out to all of the people. Do whatever makes you happy in your life. I'm not dragging them for that. I'm just saying I was a little confused.
Right.
well, listen, he might be in competition with her more than one way.
Just saying.
And you get my drift, but
But he said that the way they're explaining him is that he's this super successful entrepreneur as well,
mhm,
but it's not in the vegan space.
right.
So
And then this makes me laugh. Tomorrow's episode, there's going to be a whole drama because Pinky says, Phaedra said she eats meat, but Phaedra never said that. Shamia misinterpreted what Phaedra said. What Phaedra said was that Pinky
Shamia did that last season too. She put 10 on
yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
they
they
all
call
do it.
her
They all do it.
I don't
Shamessi.
get her.
She is Shamessi. Yeah. Hold on. What did Angela call her last season? Angela called us. Oh my God.
Shamina.
Shamina.
She's a mean girl.
Because she does act like she knows everything, and then all of a sudden, oh, did I do that?
I still like Shamina. I do. I still like.
I liked her when she first came on. I wish that whatever Portia did to her didn't happen, and I feel like it's Portia's fault. Portia has a history of
we all know it's Portia's fault.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, it was because let me tell you why. I think Portia, at who she is, she's the example to me in my mind of a jealous friend. Right? She was happy when she was the main chick, if that makes sense. And then Shamia was just her side chick kind of thing, and Shamia could never really overstep Portia. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't
she was like all of the Falcons openings, but she wasn't on TV. She had a rich husband, but she wasn't on TV. She was an actress in some stuff, but she wasn't like regular on the hit show. She was a singer, but like, where are your record sales, lady? You know what I mean? So it was like all these almost, but Portia was becoming a household name.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Portia, and I say this as somebody who loves Portia, but I think y'all have a point, because if you think about it, almost every friendship she's ever had, there's been an issue. Like even with Phaedra, they're friends again, but there's always drama in her friendships.
Right.
Yeah, I think with Portia, I think the thing that I think she would be happy with Shamia, or was happy with Shamia, until she lost Simon. because then that was her big money. So she was equal, right? And the other thing I will say that I didn't know about Shamia, because I never knew she had any sort of money. I just thought she was just there, to get a check from Bravo. I never knew that. So when she came on there and was like, welcome to Sterling Manor or whatever the hell it was, I was like, this girl been on this show for like what, 10 years or something like that, and never like was
Never
booted
even
out.
knew, not
Yeah.
even whiff that she was living like that.
And
I
Portia
loved it.
with and we're supposed to see that. That's the reason I ever even tuned into Housewives. I want to see them do
Yeah, the
shit.
aspirational living of it
Yeah.
all. Yep.
So the fact that she never stunted and she could have, I was like, okay, bravo. Because I would have been stunting on bitches from day one. Like, try me not. Yeah, I would have been. So I think the fact that, remember when that season when she started and then her husband bought her a Rolls Royce or something for her birthday?
Yeah.
Because she
And
couldn't
Portia
celebrate
was
her
late.
birthday during COVID or something like that. Or
And Portia was late, and then made a bit and tried to get in the car.
Yep.
And then Simon kicked her out her Rolls Royce. That damn Simon, listen, he drugged that lady for filth. I'm like, damn.
When the producers made that edit of the ghost in the house, that was so funny. I don't know if y'all saw the first episode.
Did you see that? Was there a ghost?
Yes. So
was it like the ghost of Simon?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah,
it was funny, but I will say though, I think this season of Atlanta is better than last season.
I like this season.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like every episode so far, I'm seeing the potential, and I think it's going to be a slow burn, but it's pretty good. What do y'all think about K Michelle? I don't know if y'all talked about her already, but
I like K Michelle, and I didn't like her so much when she was on that other show, and I didn't watch that show but maybe 2 seasons or something like that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like my thought on K Michelle is that usually her shows she doesn't last that long on shows in an amicable way. And wasn't her butt already leaking, honestly? Like she had a whole series to herself and about her butt leaking. And now like it's episode 3 and your butt's leaking again. And you're having like all these men rotate through, and now you have surprise, a new husband, and it's like I don't know, it kind of just sounds, and that I'm like, wow. So okay, continue. Anyway, yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say with K Michelle, I didn't really have a barometer to be like, okay, well, I think she's gonna be a crash out or whatever the case may be. But she's giving crash out energy, meaning really early.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. So far I am loving her, and I think that to be quite honest, I think she's the star of the season so far. She's funny, she's entertaining, but her crashing out in this past episode over something so small, kind of going back to Curves' point, I think she's her own worst self enemy. Or I don't know if I said that right. She's her own enemy herself. And I could see this situation ending like bad for her. I hope not, but I could see it.
The thing is, we need a crash out. We need somebody that's gonna not care about, how people will tiptoe around the star of the show because they want off and that kind of thing. We need somebody that's of status, and she has enough status, she has enough money, she has an actual career. I don't follow her career. I ain't never bought a K Michelle nothing, but she seems to be super successful. And so
she does have longevity in the space of reality TV, but like her shows, she's a show jumper kind of.
But I'm saying she's an actual singer. She actually has like multi-platinum albums and stuff like that. So like, she brings credibility from a workplace, right? And so they can't really take that from her. You get what I'm saying? They try to do that. Some of them have their own level of success. But I'm saying they can't. I feel like they can't diminish her, and therefore they can't then shut her up because she ain't trying. She don't have to be there. She has other, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's why she stands out to me, because it's like finally, we're seeing someone who is kind of someone we want to see behind the scenes or whatever. I don't know if y'all caught, Phaedra was throwing some shade. She was like, "It's nice to finally have a Grammy nominated singer in the group." I was like, ooh.
And K Michelle was throwing all kind of shade, like off season or whatever you want to call it, about Drew. She was like, "Oh, I think she can sing something." I'm like, "Okay." Leave that lady alone. But she right. Because this is the thing about Drew. Drew can't tell the truth to save her life. But
Yeah.
Drew gives
Poor thing.
she gives gorgeous. And I can't get around the gorgeous. She just gives gorgeous and dumb. She is the epitome of a what is it, the dumb blonde? Like
Hmm.
she is Portia in that church and talking about the Underground Railroad. They had to have a place for the railroad to come through and
What
264
sign is she?
days a year. That to me is Drew Sador. Like all day long. Cause like how is it that you getting put out your own house? Like that's help me understand how you lost custody of your own children.
Yeah. That was a crazy plot twist I wasn't
How does
expecting.
that happen? Listen, I used to work for Child Protective Services. Do you know what it takes for somebody to lose custody?
Right. Yeah. It must have been pretty bad. And then I was even more surprised to learn how much Ralph makes a month. I'm
How
like,
much does he make?
dang,
'Cause I still haven't figured out what the hell he.
$70,000 a month.
Oh, well, what does he do? Because I feel like we gonna find we gonna if we shake a little, he might be over there with Simon Cabodia. What's his name? Simon Cabodia. If we
Something.
shake,
Who makes 70 G's a month?
huh?
Gobadia.
Go
Who
body.
makes
Ralph. The
Ralph.
the the court
Bruce.
Yeah,
documents
what the
have.
hell does Ralph do besides
I
flex
can't figure it out.
and finagle ladies? Ralph is in that basement, reminds me of Michael Keaton in Pacific Heights. I'm like, he's been sending jars of roaches upstairs, and then she shows up to court, and she the one that sound crazy.
I can't
You
take
know
it.
what I'm saying?
I can't
It's a
take it.
lot. It's a lot. And you saw it coming from a mile away. Hey, Wonder
Hmm.
Paris, thanks for coming through. You saw it coming from a mile away, where
Yeah.
those of us who can see saw. You know what I'm saying? But
Huh?
for some reason, she decided to let her storyline get the best of her, and she thought that it was going to work out in her favor. And but
But
yeah,
you know what? These court documents have been putting, like, they've been exposing a lot. So yesterday on TMZ, these text messages came out. And listen to, okay, so this is Drew texting Ralph, right? She says, "Good morning, Ralph. I've reviewed the monthly expense tracker and I most definitely cannot afford a $9,000 of household expenses at this time. Are you going to pay for half of the groceries as well as half of the kids' expenses for the month?" And then he says, "Your attorney should be advising you, but if you don't pay, you will be in contempt."
Wait.
He is uh
Oh, heartless and ruthless and about because how do you do that to the mother of your children?
right.
because they were the meal ticket of his children. That's what it was.
But he's a crash out too. He's just a
Mhm.
smarter
Yeah,
crash out. Yes.
he wanted to be on TV, and
Facts.
he had a beautiful woman to be on TV with,
Mhm.
and
He got
yeah.
a great body all day long. I understand why she was over there with him. But he's a whole ass narcissist and she's too. Y'all remember that scene where the producer was just like, he's gaslighting you. And she was like,
Mhm.
he's not gaslighting me. And then she was like, let me look up. She was like, let me look up gaslight.
Or when he said that she didn't even deserve a lunchable because she
Woo!
won.
No, she deserved a lunchable.
Oh,
That's
she
what she
deserved
deserved.
a lunchable
That's what he
instead
said.
of a
I was
dinner.
like,
But wait, hold on, you guys, listen to this. So then Drew writes through a text, "You have done the ultimate betrayal and tried to destroy me as their mom, defame my character, career, brand, and me as a human being time and time again. So please just focus on what's best for the kids moving forward." Ralph then replies, "You can no longer hide and don't want people to see you for who you really are. All the lies you told are being cleared without me doing anything. You're a
"Mm,
terrible person, and I pray you work on your spirit." Mm.
can we get a moment of silence for Drew Sidor?
Ralph is ruthless. He does. He.
He's a narcissist, but oh god, she married someone so much smarter than her, and it's
Yeah.
it's like watching an accident, like seeing an accident, and now you want to not see it, but you just can't turn away. Like it's
And
like,
did you hear how they met?
mm-mm.
It was like something out of a movie. Apparently, her son that she had from another man had a soccer ball, and the soccer ball went somewhere, and Ralph was the one who picked it up and gave it to him, and that's how he and Drew met. Tell me that's not the craziest.
I think that's
Like,
so cute though.
It kind
I
of
think that
is.
sounds like he plotted that and had been watching her and decided he had to get the ball.
Call it out. Okay. Call it out.
That's creepy as F.
You know what I don't understand about Drew? I would love to know why Drew does not have that mama that was on her first season and that
Mm-hmm.
sister that will read you your fucking rights. I don't understand why they not on the show.
I
Because
don't
they
They
know.
would
just know
be there.
stuff she doesn't want us to know.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying they would be there, what it seemed like, to kind of like get her back. Like, remember her first season? She was all holier than thou, and this other lady is over here trying to give the twat to the pastor.
Mm-hmm.
All of this other stuff, and to like ream that lady. And then again, just like Kenya, you over here trying to do all of this, you holier than thou. And then your whole life is falling apart.
Honestly, I don't. I know this is gonna sound horrible. I don't feel bad for Kenya. It's been
Nobody does.
over a decade of her tormenting other women and
That-
just being
Right.
wicked. Her
Yep.
wicked ways got the best of her, and you hated this girl that you barely knew so much, and you lost not only your, being on the show, but you lost the salon. Had she not done that, she would have still been on the show for sure. And who knows, maybe the salon would have been successful. But she was
Right.
so blinded by her hatred and wickedness. Look where she is now.
And not only that, the other thing is when you're on TV or at any job getting rewarded for terrible behavior, what
Mm-hmm.
motivation to stop? She didn't have no motivation. She did what she did to all of the different women, line them up, all of the different women that on the show. She had, when you think about it, Kenya fell out with everybody, including Cynthia at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel personally like this. I don't care what nobody say. If you have a problem with Cynthia, you're the problem. I'm not
Yep.
saying Cynthia's innocent, but I'm saying if you have a problem with her, she's missed for the most part Zen. She's gonna be supportive of the whatever the case may be. I think the producers, even the stuff that Cynthia has done, quote unquote, on there, I feel like the producers kind of made her do it. You know what I mean? Kind of like if
I
you don't
agree.
do this, you're gonna because she doesn't give. I want to sabotage people.
Right.
That's why I can't understand how her and Kenya ever became friends because when Kenya came on the show, didn't she say Cynthia was dumb as a box of rocks or something really like that? It's just mean to her. And then y'all besties? I was like,
Yeah.
girl, do you see what's getting ready to happen? But she didn't. And I don't know. Are they still friends? I don't know. Did they
No. So I don't know if you remember, but Cynthia was there the day that Kenya showed these pictures at her salon. And Cynthia said to her, "You're better than this." And Kenya never spoke to her again.
ever?
Nope. To this day.
No.
And she was like putting, because at the time, you got to remember, Kenya's quacky fans were like riling her up. And we're like, yeah, Kenya, you did nothing wrong. Cynthia's a bad friend. And Kenya was like liking things like that and kind of agreeing. But,
Really?
I don't know if you ever saw the first season of the Ultimate Girls Trip.
Was that with Dorinda?
No, that was season 2. The season 1 was with Cynthia, Kenya, Kyle.
I did see that. That was
I
one of the good
hated how they did Cynthia, Kyle, and Kenya.
ones.
Cynthia wanted to play a nice, lighthearted game of the Bailey Bowl, like who's the prettiest, whatever. I remember Kyle and Kenya making such a big deal, like, "Oh, that's so mean." Really, Kyle? Really,
Not
Kenya?
only really Kyle, but really Kenya. Have you
Yeah.
not been a bitch the whole entire time?
Mhm.
Every time talking about how you're a beauty queen and you're all this, that, and the third, but you're mad when someone's saying it's nonsense. And Kyle, don't even get me started on her and her cross that she wants to die on and all the stuff that she's doing.
Are
Sidebar,
you team?
do you watch Beverly Hills?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Are you team Kyle or team Dorit?
Dorit, all day,
Okay,
all day long.
interesting.
I've never been team. Well, let me take that back. I wouldn't say I've ever been team Kyle for any reason. I always probably season 1 through maybe 5 respected her marriage and her family. Like I always
Right.
felt like no matter what, this lady seems to have a solid marriage. She seems to be a great mother. On and on and on. And she's living a soft life, as people say. But then I rewatched things and I was like, oh, okay, no.
Yeah, I agree with you. I liked her at the beginning too. I thought that she was in a no-win situation with Kim, with her sister, and I thought she did the best that she could. But it was after what she did to Lisa Vanderpump. That's when, and when Teddy joined, remember that? Kyle just became insufferable. And I'm team none of them. I don't like Kyle, and I don't like Dorit either, and I don't like
Why?
Erica.
Okay.
So they can fight all they want. It's funny to see them, but going against each other
I
after
like
what
the
they did
fact that
to Garcelle and everything.
I liked. I loved. Okay, so liked Dorit. I always liked her from when Erica first came on the show and they were on that boat in Hong Kong, and she
Mm-hmm.
read Erica for filth. She was just like, why on earth would I be begging for your attention? You're not that sweet. You're not that this. You're cold as ice. I was like, yes, bitch, read her. Like she read
Mm-hmm.
her from head to toe. And after that, I was like, okay, so Dorita's not the one to be messed with if she really wants to come for you. Like she's really not. So, but I stopped liking her when I felt like she did the whole Garcelle thing, where I feel like she was coming at Garcelle for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't necessarily love. But now that Kyle has done her wrong, it's like I really wish. I don't think she'll ever do it because she respects. I think she does have a relationship with Kyle's children, and there's a level of respect there. I don't think she'll ever really fully like give the receipts of all of the shit that Kyle has done behind. So she's very general about it. She's like, "Well, Kyle can get you fired," but
She did say that.
she's not really saying Kyle got this person fired. Kyle did this, and I know she knows. You
And
know what
I
I mean?
don't know if you saw the first part of the reunion, but one thing about Andy Cohen is that when he doesn't like you, he will not even try to fake it. Like he will
He not.
literally
Mm-mm.
show
Yeah,
you that
it's
he doesn't like
always
you.
obvious with Andy. His
You
bias
think
shows
who do
more
you
than
think
mine.
who do you think he does?
Dorit, yeah,
Yeah,
because he kept rolling his eyes at Dorit, and then Dorit was about to say something, and he's like, we know, you had a hard time this year," and I was like, "Oh damn." Let me tell you something. He loves himself, Erica and Kyle. So
he
the
does.
fact that Dorit is against them this season, and that's why I don't think she's gonna come back.
I pray to God she comes back because honestly, she's one of the reasons I watch still. You know what I
Really?
Yeah, because Kyle is still being Kyle. So we know what we're
Yeah.
gonna get with her. Bose, I can't believe I've heard negative things about her and how she treats my people. So I'm like, it's hard for me to unsee something
Yeah.
that I've seen with her. So it's like all I can think is that are you doing this because you want this to be loved and admired or accepted by these people? So I'm having a hard time with her, even though I like what she brings to the show. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's fake or real with her.
Mm-hmm.
But like who else? Erica gets on my fucking nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Sudden, I see you for who you really are now, and I was team Sudden hardcore when Erica was doing her dirty and doing all of this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But now I see exactly who you are. You just really want, like you told Kathy Hilton, you want to be a pretty girl and you want to be a part of the thing. And I'm not down with that. Like I'm never gonna try to be somebody else so that hope that you like me. I'm always
Right.
gonna show. So I don't really.
Something was a disappointment. I was disappointed.
Yeah,
But no,
because
really, I mean, it was like kind of like the writing was on the wall, Leah. But Crystal told us.
and to
Right.
Nick
I love Crystal though. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
and to Chanel's point, I think we all rode hard for Sutton because she was the only one that was, brave enough to go toe to toe with Erica that season, and was like,
Mhm.
"Why is the LA Times saying that you have $15 million or whatever the amount is?"
Well,
And
I'm on the ballet board, and I don't know if I can be associated with the likes of
yup,
Fortune.
yes,
Yeah,
girls, yup. I don't know if I want to be associated
That
with.
shit is timeless and priceless. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yes.
So in
You
that regard, we loved Sutton, and we also loved her friendship with Garcelle. But it was sad to know
yeah,
that for her, that wasn't ever going to be enough because to her, the big trophy was being friends with Kyle.
yeah.
And I really do think, regardless of what people say, I really do think that Garcelle was genuinely her friend, and I really do think Sutton was genuinely Garcelle's friend. But I
Yeah.
think Sutton still valued her friendship with these people on this show, which is fake as fuck, and it's nothing real about it. It's just really not. She still valued that because she wants to be accepted so bad
Right.
over whatever she had with Garcelle.
Yeah. And I think Garcelle was one of the most real and authentic people on that show, and that's why it hurt her so much to see Sutton
Mhm.
not have her back. And don't get me wrong, obviously, I had some issues with Garcelle, just a few. I do wish. I don't know if you remember this. at the reunion, her last reunion, Erica said to her, she was like, I wish you were more open or whatever. And Garcelle's like, there's nothing that I'm not showing about myself. Like, what would you like to see? And Erica says to her, I don't know. Maybe you're not as that interesting or something like that. And Garcelle said nothing. And then when she got to
that's what she's already done.
To her
or was that last year's thing?
Yeah, last year. And then when Garcelle went to her dressing room, she was like, F you, Erica. Why am I not interesting? Because I'm not being sued. And I'm like, Garcelle, you should have said that to Erica. That would have been iconic.
I think this is what I think personally. I think Garcelle comes from a different level of Hollywood. First of all, she came from Hollywood where Erica wishes she could ever be. And so she understands that, okay, I probably don't want to have this on tape or that on tape. And I'm going to try to have some level of grace. And, I don't have to get into the mud with
like arguing with these peasants for screen time.
Correct.
Up their brand.
But you also got to think too, what did the editing bay leave? Because they can manipulate things, make people seem like they're responding and making a bad face to somebody else, and it's not even happening at the same time. They can do all kinds of things to make things seem a certain way. But I agree with you. But what I never understood, and I maybe I need to go rewatch it. People kept saying Sutton didn't have her back. I still don't know what Sutton did that made it seem like she didn't have Garcelle's back. It wasn't. She didn't say it. I couldn't.
I think so.
Degree of like where this is a friend ending scenario.
Because
go ahead.
I was gonna say, because if you remember, oh my God, I think it was season 12. This is when I was still really Team Sutton. They were horrible. Lisa Rinna, Diana Jenkins.
Yeah.
They were going in on Sutton hard. And I remember Garcelle would always be like, that's not cool. Like, she would say something in the moment. And if you remember last reunion, Sutton was quiet as hell. She barely said anything. And I think Garcelle thought Sutton would say something.
Right.
Anything, yeah.
Anything.
Well, and then you remember when they were in, I don't know if they were in, I don't know if it was Vegas or the Bahamas or something. And Dorit, this is what really pissed me off. This is when I didn't like Dorit during that season. When Garcelle's son had that whole issue or whatever the case may be. And right, and I feel like whatever was going on with Garcelle, she still was going through it.
Yeah.
And Dorit was just being like, okay, I said sorry, what else? Like she was being like very dismissive about it. And then it was just kind of like in that moment and another moment with Kyle where Sutton could have really just been like, no, that's not appropriate. You shouldn't say that. But suddenly, for the life of her, she can't go against Kyle. I don't know what it is, but she just can't go against Kyle. I think those are the like building blocks that kind of led up to Garcelle being like, yeah, I'm done. You didn't get my back in this. That's why I'm saying I couldn't get.
Oh,
she's so mad about.
And you know what? I just remembered one thing, and I actually saw a clip of this a few days ago. At the reunion, I can't remember exactly what it was said, but Garcelle said that off camera, Kyle got her and Sutton and basically like said, don't bring up Morgan or something like that. And I remember Garcelle said to Sutton, say what she told us. And Sutton didn't want to say it.
Right.
I just remember that. So that was also that reunion. So I think it was kind of just building up. But the one thing we are going to have to disagree on, Chanel, is I cannot stand Dorit. Me
neither.
Despise Dorit. I think she is such a narcissistic, self-absorbed, lunatic, fake fraud.
Oh my God.
I can't. Ever since Camille exposed her,
Now you know what? And let me just say this, and then y'all can go in on Dorit. Remember that season when Camille, when they had those house fires and she lost her sister and she lost her home and all of that, and she came to that dinner or lunch or whatever, and she was like, your husband owes my friend or somebody $1 million or something like that. I was just like, really? This is what you need to be doing, Camille, right now if you lost your right? So I was just like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to tear this lady down or trying to say whatever negative about her husband? But this is the thing. I love it's like when y'all roll that beautiful bean footage. Here we are, fast forward, 7 years or however many years it's been. And it's like, I believe Camille 1,000%. Now, at the time, I was just kind of like giving her a side eye, like, girl, why are you doing that? They here trying to celebrate you and trying to, whatever. And so I'm like, now when I look at PK, I'm like, You're a savage. Like I agree, she's self-absorbed.
Yeah.
But I'm a little self-absorbed. It's okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. But I don't get narcissists from her. I don't. I would love to know why y'all think she's a
Yeah,
narcissist. So go
I
ahead.
do. And then because you brought up that season with Camille, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a big scandal that happened that same season at the beginning of the season when they went to was it St. Lucia? It was like an island that they went. It's kind of when the whole puppy gate thing happened.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
This was never shown, but when they were at that
Yep.
resort, a
Mhm.
woman was chasing Dorit around
I remember that. Yep.
saying that the PK owed her husband money. And none of the ladies brought it up. So I think that's also why Camille kind of had it on her mind. But when it comes to Dorit, I think Dorit only cares about herself. And Exhibit A is how late she is all the time. And I know people say, oh, she's been late all the time. It doesn't matter. She shouldn't be late, that late, like hours and hours and hours late. I think Teddy said the other day that that scene that they filmed in Italy, the dinner ended at like 5 in the morning or something because of how late Dorit came to dinner.
I
So
know.
I think she doesn't value anybody else's time. Um, I agree. You're gonna disagree with this, Chanel, but I agree with Kyle that Dorit is talking too much. Like Karen told Wendy, "You're talking too much, Wendy." She's talking way too much about this whole PK thing, and that's why I never understood why Dorit was so mad at Amanda. Because if anything, what Amanda was saying was actually helpful. Amanda was right. Dorit, maybe it's not a good idea for you going around telling people on camera that your ex-husband is an alcoholic and he's a bad father and all these things can really affect you. Now, my issue with Kyle is I wish she was just more honest instead of being like, well, everybody else has had the conversation. Just own it, Kyle. Just own it. You don't have to, blame everybody else. Just say that you had the conversation. But, yeah, I'm not a Dorit fan, and I'm not a Bose fan, and I'm not a Rachel Zoe fan either.
I love
Yeah,
Rachel.
I like Rachel Zoe on her own show much better.
I love Rachel. She can't
Yeah,
do
I
no
was gonna say
wrong.
real quick.
Her
I thought
stuff
that
from
when Rachel came on this season, she was great. I thought she kind of gave the show a breath of fresh air, and she kind of brought some life into it. Then around halfway through the season, she just became Dorit's cheerleader, and it's like, oh wow, okay, you're disappointing.
So you don't like her via the read. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but this is my thing on the back end. And I feel this way. I feel like women are always, not I won't say always, I don't speak in absolutes. I feel like a lot of times women are blamed in a divorce, no matter what. It's like you wasn't giving him, head enough. You wasn't, wasn't like all of the reasons. It was your fault, no matter what. He could be out doing God knows what, and they still, and I'm saying in our toxic society, love to
Yeah.
blame the. And I feel like in this case, Dorit probably was. I could be wrong about this, but she probably was protecting him all these years by saying he's a great dad, because that's what was presented to me. And I think she was just like, I'm not doing that shit, because I feel like, and I think this happens to all of us at some point in some relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a sexual one. It could be with your mama, your daddy, your brother, your cousin, your bestie, whoever. Yo, give a fucks are gone, right? I feel like all of hers were gone and are gone. And so she just is like, gloves are off. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to allow you to attack me. I'm not going to protect you anymore. I'm not mad at her for that. Do I think she shouldn't have said the things about PK? Yeah. I probably wouldn't have. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have, no matter what. I just feel like I come from an era where it's like, keep your business inside your house. But I also probably wouldn't be on an international, nationally syndicated TV show with my husband, because he certainly would never be on one. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really be mad that people are going to drag you and they're going to do all of this stuff when you're presenting your whole life, for the most part, to be, torn apart or whatever. But I do think all her give a fucks are broken. I think she's highly disappointed that she, did whatever she did with this man for so long, and she's hurt. And the problem is, it's being filmed. So what she may not have said or done or whatever else probably would be different if she wasn't filmed. It's sort of like people get mad at J-Lo. They're like, she's a hoe. She was this, and that. She had 14 marriages. How many people had however many sex partners, but we just don't have a magnifying glass on their ass? So
That's true.
I'm not mad that she's expressing herself. I'm actually happy that she ain't giving Kyle no way out of this box because Kyle's a hypocrite on. I don't even know what larger curves is doing in the background. I don't know. No idea what's going on.
Yeah.
No, but I understand why some people don't like Dorit because, like I said, she's had a few seasons where I'm just like rolling my eyes at her because I'm just like,
Yeah.
you're a puppet and you don't even realize it. But I don't think Dorit was. I think she was a willing puppet. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know what's going on. I know I'm being used, but it's to my benefit too. So I'm gonna sit on here. I'm gonna get this check and whatever else. And then now that you're no longer to my benefit, but I don't think she started it. I think the moment Kyle said we're not even really friends like that, then it was over with for her because that would have hurt my feelings.
Well,
What
remember when Kyle sent her that message that was like low key threatening at that reunion before?
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest with you. Last season, I was Team Dorit over Kyle, and I remember saying, wow, Kyle is not being a girl's girl. She's not being a friend. Why is she still texting PK? Why is she so reluctant to take Dorit's side? But you know what I think changed my mind this season? It was that lunch that Dorit had with Mauricio when she said to him, PK doesn't, he doesn't want to talk to me about, when to take care of the kids or whatever. And then Mauricio was like, he has. And she's like, no, he hasn't. He's like, no, I literally have seen the text messages. I've seen more, bro. We all need a friend like Mauricio because the way he stood up for PK and had his back and was like, no, you're wrong. I've seen the text messages myself. You're lying.
The problem is, and I get you, and I agree. I did feel like that was not a good moment for you, girl. You should just never had that conversation with him. But I can't really be Team Mauricio, although I am Team Mauricio, meaning in general. I just like him in general. But I can't be Team Mauricio because you out here still married fucking whoever. Like,
True.
you get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, okay, whatever. I can't trust you either because this is your friend. I don't know. It's the whole thing with their whole like family dynamic. And when I say family dynamic, like their friendship, how their families are intertwined, it's just so messy because I really do genuinely believe that Kyle and Mauricio love Dorit, and I think vice versa. So it's like, but listen, as much as I don't like Erica is the only smart one in these type of situations. And that's because she's a narcissist too, and she's cold-hearted and don't give a shit. But she's right when she says, Kyle, you need to leave that whole situation alone because you're not going to win. You are picking a side. You can sit over here and act like, no, I'm not. No, you're not. And that's why I wasn't mad at Rachel Zoe because I feel like Rachel Zoe for two reasons. One, I think Rachel Zoe is just kind of like, I think the lady's going through a hard time, but also Rachel Zoe is going through a divorce too. So it's kind of like, I think she can understand where Dorit's coming from. And Kyle should be able to understand it because even though you're not going through a divorce, you basically in a divorce. So the fact that you over here picking fights with your friend or not being supportive, I just can't get with it because it's like, Kyle, you sat on a show for what, 3 years now or something like that? And don't want nobody to say nothing about nothing dealing with your marriage. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about Morgan. You don't want nobody to say anything. And you feel like if they bring it up, they're being so disrespectful because she doesn't want to be a part of the show. Well, you brought her on the damn show.
Yeah.
So once that happens, what did she tell Denise when they were in Paris or wherever the hell they were? Denise,
Italy.
it's out there.
We gotta talk about it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love that they kind of have kept Denise around. I was so shocked about that Erin thing though when she.
I am too. I still am because when he was on the show, don't get me wrong, he always kind of gave that he had like an edge to him, and you could. I don't know. You could kind of see that he maybe would pop off, but I didn't think he would do it with her, especially because he was so loving to her children and to Eloise, the little one, and they loved him, and I don't know. I really liked him because I thought he was really protective of Denise when all of them were coming for her and he stood up for her. But so that did shock me.
I feel like it was an act, and this is what the part that I mean about the act with the kids is because I never saw the girls, the older ones, the ones that really could understand and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Never really saw them really respond in a like. You remember if you ever watched Kim and Croy's whatever show. you could feel that Croy really loved Kim's kids. That's
Yeah.
just how I felt. I
That's
didn't
true.
get that. I'm not saying that Aaron didn't present it that way, because it definitely, I got the same vibes that you got. Meaning, it was like, he seems like he loves the kids. He seems like he's protecting her 100%. But it seemed very genuine. It didn't seem forced with Croy. It
With
seems like,
Croy,
I
yeah.
accept these kids. I love them like they're my own. You may as well say that they came from my sperm. Like, that's how I felt with the Aaron guy. I just love the fact that he was not having it with these bitches. He was like,
Yeah.
nope. Like, I don't care. What did Erica say? I say this about real life. She said, come see about me, about my. I was just like, yes, Erica, come through. But when I saw that, that broke my heart. I did a whole live about it. I was like, oh my God. I would have never in a million years pegged him for somebody that's gonna beat up his wife in that way. I just was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was sad. Um, yeah, for sure. What do you think of oh, and one more thing about Rachel Zoe. Another reason why she kind of got on my nerves is because I understand, she's getting a divorce, everything's still pretty fresh, but I think it's really unrealistic for her to hate her ex-husband's girlfriend so much. Lady, you said everything. You never said that he cheated on you. Had that been his mistress, I could understand why there might be some reluctancy to accept her. But Andy asked her if she's ever gonna like have a good relationship with her, and she's like, never. And it's like, your kids are grown, Rachel. They're going to see that their father is going to move on. So for her to, I thought she made it into a much bigger deal than it was, to be honest. And but what it kind of told me is that she's not over it as much as she
Absolutely
says she
not.
is.
I think if you're a person, and this take from an old married lady who's not divorced, don't plan on ever getting divorced or anything like that. But I think that it does feel like, if you were gonna get a divorce and you love that person for whatever reason, when you take your vows, I don't think anybody, well, I may not say that. I think most people who truly love the person when they get their vow, when they take their vows, are never expecting to get a divorce.
Yeah.
Right. And so I do think that there are some women, Rachel Zoe seems to at least be one at the moment. She may change later, but there are some women that, and I know some women like this, where if they find out they got cheated on, if there's another girl around or another woman around their children, she's automatically that bitch. And I'm just like, she's just a woman who he's with. Why is she a bitch? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like Rachel Zoe gives that energy, because I'm like, why are you mad at this lady? What the hell did she do? Your
And
husband.
and did you see that she came out and said something?
Hmm.
Did you see that the girlfriend came out and said something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why, because this is the thing. I can't believe, okay, let me say it like this. I can't always believe what somebody's writing, because people can put on a persona and act like, oh, I'm happy to da 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 da. And I also think, so that could be true or false. She could be genuinely, open to being friends, or being, just, what's the right word? Cordial with Rachel. She could absolutely be that person. And Rachel could be the person that's like, I'm not having that. I don't care what's happening. Because sometimes I think it's like losing your grip on your family. And I feel like she probably sees this lady as somebody who's going to come in, and then she's going to have my kids calling her mom. And I think she just wants to be mama bear, and
Right.
and she can't see it for the lady. But I don't know what the lady could have done for her to have this visceral response to the lady. Like, I'm like, Rachel, what did she do? That
Yeah.
needs to be said, so that way I can fully understand. Because right now I'm like, I don't know
Right.
why
It's coming across as being a little bitter, and it's like, I don't know.
you.
But I was gonna ask you, what do you think of Amanda?
I
Amanda,
like Amanda.
I have a question mark over Amanda's head, because I don't dislike Amanda. I love that Amanda's like, bitches, listen, I'm rich as fuck. Okay. And this is how I made my millions. I didn't come from money. And yes, I bought this house and I paid for it. However, and my husband didn't have to. I don't like that she says the things that she says, in a way it comes across as she's degrading her husband. And she's thinking that, and I do genuinely think she thinks that she's saying, this is women empowerment, that I was able to buy this house. Right. But on the other hand, I'm like, we're not living in 1861 where you need to be hush hush about the fact that you're a boss. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That you bought your house and your husband didn't do it, because people still want to live in 1777 where you're the prize, and your husband, you're just supposed to be at home and cooking and cleaning and doing all this kind of stuff, and you're gonna bruise his ego because if he's a real one, he should be happy that you bought the fucking house. Like, you know what I'm saying? This house I live in.
Yep.
I don't get why they're mad at her about that. I'm like, if he said he bought the house, nobody would have a problem with it. Why is
Right.
it?
I agree with you. I think that to a certain degree, I mean, I don't want to say bragging, but like when you keep mentioning it, I think regardless of gender, it's a little okay. Maybe you say it once, but when you're saying it over and over again, like I'm the breadwinner, whether it was a man or a woman, it's a little, okay, you can
I
say it
agree.
once. If you say it over and over again, I could see how it
So
could
did
be a little
she say it
problematic.
like I can make a booger talk? I'm the breadwinner, or did she say it like in context of somebody saying the earnings in their household, and then she happened to mention, "Oh,
Right.
I'm the
She
breadwinner."
said, I paid for the house, and she was always talking about it in like in the context of her job. So, but what I was gonna get to is that I was so pissed to see all of these women who, by the way, none are married, trying to school
Mhm.
her on what to do with her husband,
Right.
Rachel and Erica. It's like,
That's
what
what
do you?
Rachel should. I mean, that's what Amanda should have said.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
What did,
wish
what
she,
did,
I
what
wish
did
she would
Erica
have.
say? Y'all go get a 20-year marriage and then come talk to me. That's what I would have said. Like, you go get a successful marriage, that you're making your own money, and your husband is fine as hell, and you're hot as hell too, and y'all got cute kids, and you live in Beverly Hills or Bel Air or whatever the hell. So you can't tell me nothing about nothing. But I do think, if I'm being fair, they were coming from a good place, because they are all divorced and or on their way to divorce court. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of Bose. So it's like, she could have tamed it down a little bit, but regarding her, saying things over and over again, this is what I got from her doing that. Is that, if you remember when that Dana Wilkie was on there, and she kept saying 25,000, did you know?
Yeah.
That's what I get. But I get that, how annoying and obnoxious and pretentious it was when she said it, but we still know about it, right? So it made an impact. But I get that was just producers telling her to do that. You need to do da. But when Erica mentioned that she told them to get the Chanel bag, that's when she lost me. Because that's when
But
this
okay, she lost me too. But you know what made me what won me over when Amanda was like, "Yeah, but I thought it was cute, so I wanted them to see it." And I'm like, you know what? Yes, I like that she is honest and
still wouldn't
upfront.
say that. In real life, I would never. I'm gonna show up, and like I said, I like to stand on bitches. So I'm gonna show up with my Louis Vuitton and my Chanel, but I'm not going to. You'll know it's Louis Vuitton because it's, you know what I'm saying. You'll know it's Chanel, like you'll know, but I'm just not gonna say anything.
That
So
and I agree with that. I'm more like that. I think it's a little tacky to be so, like pointing it out. Like you're right, let things speak for themselves. But I don't think it was coming from like, a bad place. And I just don't like the hypocrisy because all season long Rachel was talking about how, oh, this is couture, this is from so and so. And it's like Amanda doing it, and for Erica Jane of all people
of
who
all people,
sung the song "It's Expensive to Be Me" to say to her, "Don't lead with labels." Are you freaking
Right.
kidding me, Erica?
Rich, you're absolutely right. And this is the thing: Kyle walks into every scene with a $30,000 Birkin or whatever it
Mhm.
costs. So why do you give a shit? And she's been doing that for 12 or 15 years, however long the show been on.
Right.
She's been doing that. Why is it a problem that this new girl is doing it? And like, I loved her response. Excuse me, I thought we were on a show where women are supposed to show all of their labels and be pretentious. That's
Right.
Yeah.
She
so
said,
she
"Yeah." But when it comes, wow, what a disappointment Bose has been. She's one of those housewives
Bozo.
who,
Bozo.
I wonder what it's. I don't. We have to come up with a name of housewives who have a good first season, but then they flop their second season, because that's what Bose did, and I was so disappointed in her.
Okay, what's your issue with those?
My issue with Bose is that her treatment of Amanda is everything. It shows she's against everything she preaches that she's about. She's all about uplifting women, but all we saw was her essentially bully somebody for no reason. She had no reason to come after Amanda so hard, talking crap about her courses, about her everything, saying that Amanda has a cult. Really, Bose? Comparing yourself when no one else had compared you to, but you took it upon yourself to compare your career with her. That says something about you, that you felt the need.
I think Bose wants to be, like I told you before, I think she really wants to be accepted. Just like Sutton wants to be accepted, she really wants to be accepted by these women because what else do you need? You already have all the money in the world. You know what I'm saying? You've worked these big jobs, you were accomplished, you got, all of this. So what I need is the social standing. I need these women to like me. She's the problem with Bose more than anything is that she's so far up Dorit's ass. Oh my God. Like she should be able to talk out of her mouth. It's really crazy. I think the reason that Bose doesn't like Amanda is probably she's just following the crowd because I don't think that Amanda really has a reason for them not to like her. Not a real one. Y'all mad at her because she on a phone call, a work phone call because she working. That's what y'all mad
Can
about.
y'all hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you. I didn't know you were talking. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. No, it's because I was
Yeah, I
I
can
got
hear
a
you.
phone call and I think it disconnected. But no, but when it comes to Bose, from that first lunch she had with Amanda, she already didn't like her. When Amanda was talking about, oh, what are your sources? When she was, remember when she was giving advice to Dorit, and Bose was like, "What type of advice is this?"
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't. She's so far up Dorit's ass. She can't like anybody. That
And
mhm.
I saw the preview for next week's reunion. Like, how they show like they put out clips or whatever.
Mhm.
Uh, Bose's voice was shaking when Andy read a question about. I remember when Erica and Bose looked up things about Amanda on ChatGPT and they read like the negative things.
Oh, right.
And remember how Amanda said, "Well, if I ask ChatGPT to say negative things about Bose, is gonna also give me negative things," and she read them. So Andy brought that up. How one of the things ChatGPT said was that Bose has been, there's some skepticism around Bose is such short tenured in her companies, and her voice was shaking. She was like, well, if you see how much, and then yeah.
The thing is, and I don't like Erica for the most part, but Erica at the end of the day can see shit for what it is. And Erica said a while ago, before all of her shit hit the fan, she was like, "This table is gonna turn on all of us. It's going to be my turn at some point." And that's the thing that I don't really understand how these women don't get it. You're volunteering to put yourself on TV. The moment you do that, they are going to dig into everything, your after, like everything about you. They're gonna find it. Somebody's gonna find where all the bodies are buried. So if she's done anything shady to get her money, if she's ever been, said something out of line, they're going to find it and they're going to put you on blast about it. So if there is something to find that she's quivering about, there, then she probably has a good reason to feel that way. But I also feel like I can't trust everything she says because you've seen the season and you saw the lies and you didn't come out and say, at least in season part one, that you were lying about some of the stuff you said when you said, "Oh, I didn't say that." Yes, you did. You absolutely said it. That's the problem that I'm having with both because now your credibility is in jeopardy. And that's not to say that they all lie, but I'm saying like once you lie, you could just say, "I don't remember saying it that way." You know what I mean? But Amanda was 10 toes down. She's like, "I didn't say that." When Rachel Zoe kept saying, "This is what you said," she was like, "I didn't say that. No, I didn't. I didn't say that." I was like, "Go, Amanda."
And I like the fact that the flashbacks proved her point. They proved her to be right.
Yep.
And with Bose, this is the second time that there's something that has to do with Amanda that that production rolls the footage and show that she's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of embarrassing. But did y'all see what I don't know if you watched Orange County, but did y'all see what Katie Janela posted today?
I don't watch Orange County. I need to go back. I stopped watching it after that one lady.
Yeah, I
What's
saw
that?
that. Why don't you tell Chanel?
What's that one lady
So,
that I don't like? I know y'all know who I'm talking about. She married that journalist guy, and he
oh,
was
Kelly Dodd.
yeah. I can't with her. Okay, carry
Oh
on.
yeah, she's a
I
mess.
stopped watching that one.
So, 2 seasons ago, there was a new housewife who joined Orange County. Her name is Katie Janela. She is Korean. Both of her parents are Korean, but she was actually given into adoption. So
Oh,
she was raised by white parents, but she's
oh,
Asian. And she became the first Asian housewife on Orange County. And her first season was really good. Of course, Heather Dubrow came for her, as Heather Dubrow tends to come for all minorities, if you haven't noticed.
oh.
Um, So yeah, she came for
I go back
Katie.
and watch. What season should I start with? Because I can't remember.
I don't know which was the last one you saw, but I would say I would recommend you start watching season with 17
Okay.
when Tamara came back. Yeah. So anyway, Katie had a good first season. She came back again. Oh no, but this was during the reunion. Emily Simpson, along with Heather Dubrow, and I think Gina might have been involved as well. They were working overtime to look up dirt on Katie. And when they got to the reunion that season, they took it so low, Chanel. They were talking about her losing her custody. She must have been an
Oh
unfit
my
mother.
God.
And she like was saying, you guys, I literally was living on the streets. Like my ex-husband took the kids because I didn't have a it was bad. They came for her. Now, the issue happened because Katie's daughter was babysitting Emily Simpson's children.
Mm-hmm.
And the little kids said to Katie's daughter, our mom, we don't like Heather Dubrow. She's mean to our mom," or something like that.
Really?
So
Oh, that's what pissed off Heather.
yeah, so Katie's daughter tells Katie, and then Katie says it playfully. But then of course Tamara Judge runs with it, she spins it, and then now everyone's mad because Katie involved the kids, and it became a whole thing. Anyway, long story short, last season they iced her out, Chanel. And halfway through the season, she stopped filming. Not because she quit, but because the group kicked her out.
Damn.
And has been saying, and she got fired after the season because nobody else wanted to film with her. And she has said that behind the scenes, there were a lot of racist comments by the cast. She said that
Really?
somebody said to her, we don't care about race. Like, you making into a bigger deal than it is about you being Korean. Or, for example, she took them to this Asian restaurant, and she said they were like laughing of like at the types of meat that they sold. Or there was a time when she said she wanted to highlight Asian designers, and there was one day where she was wearing, I don't know, Gucci or something, and one of them was like, "Oh, Katie, is that an Asian designer?" Like, obviously
Ah.
doing it in a mocking way. So,
Wow.
long story short, the reason I brought her up is because guess where the Real Housewives of Orange County are currently going for their cast trip? An Asian country.
Oh.
So she
Wow.
feels really like a way about it.
Now I have to go watch it because just from the information you gave me, I'm like, I know when I stopped watching is when Heather came back.
Mm.
Is when I stopped watching. So I'll go on season 16 and start watching it. But that's messed up. Damn it.
Have you been watching Rhode Island, the new
I
show?
started watching it and I actually like it, but I'm like, do I really need another reality show to be watching and following and whatever else? But I like it. Have you watched it? Because I stopped watching, I think, episode 2 or 3. I think 3. I think I got some.
I've been watching it every week. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What do you think about the one lady that's married to the guy, but she knows he has another lady in like Miami or something like that? But she's like, I want more and whatever else for me to
Oh
go
yeah.
back.
Well, rumor has it that her boyfriend, the rich one, he actually broke up with her some time ago. But he's been
Oh,
kind enough to allow her to film in the house and stay in the house until the first season finishes. Which I
man.
think is actually pretty nice of it.
It's
to,
very nice, but I'm
yeah, to
like,
kind of allow her to. It kind of reminds me of, remember Kelsey Grammer kind of did that with Camille.
mm-hmm.
He kind of, you know, wanted her to be on the show so he could leave her. It's kind of what it
Correct.
was.
And it wouldn't seem so bad because like now you
Right.
have your
Now you have your own thing, yeah.
damn, that's messed up. Well, where did the host go? She in there making chicken
Oh,
somewhere.
and I need to know what you think of Robin returning to Potomac.
Oh, I heard that, but are we sure?
Yeah, Bravo confirmed it. They put out the list. Basically everyone's coming back except Kiarna and Angel. They're not
They
coming
cut.
back.
I wanted Angel to have one more season because I think
Me
she's just.
too.
But if they bring back Robin, I wish they would have brought back Little Mama. Oh God, Candace.
Candace?
Yeah.
Candace, they don't deserve Candace. I don't think I will go back.
No, because I need Candace to read them down. Candace, listen, next to Nene, and probably Bethany Frankel can just read with the best of them. Like she calling your shit, and I'm.
But that got her in trouble on that show. They can't. They're intimidated by a good read. They call HR. She says, "Damn you to hell" in the middle of a good read.
What do y'all think about? What do you think about Wendy and her whole court case? Her and Eddie.
Chanel, you know I never liked Wendy, even when all y'all loved her. I
still love Wendy. Oh, look. Oh, my God. I was just thinking, wait a second, you guys. I have to pull this up. I was just thinking when you were talking about the bozo thing and how she got proven to be a liar. And so last time she got proven to be a liar, the season was still in full swing. And I haven't watched shit of the show, but I even saw enough clips to see that Bose went immediately to the PR rounds when she got caught in a bold-faced lie by the 8th housewife on some episode about what she said about Amanda's face being a mask of a liar or some shit like that. So then she immediately did a press run and was like, ha, 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 ha. I seem to have got caught in a fib, didn't I? Ha, 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 ha. And it was one of those where she was like trying to like smooth things out, right?
Right.
So
her TED Talk apology.
What?
Like a TED Talk apology.
Yeah, TED Talk apology. Right. Like something she would have said at Harvard. So then... So then you guys were telling me how this time she got caught in another house lie by the 8th housewife. Thanks for shouting me out. Emmanuel sent me a text about it the other day, you guys. He's so sweet. He was like, Larja. And then she got caught in another lie. I was like, what? And but I was thinking she won't have enough time to do a press run. This is the reunion. This is the whole reunion. Like, nobody gives a fuck in the reunion. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? You're a liar. This bitch just did a video trying to clear up her lie. Let's watch it.
Okay, let's watch.
Oh my God.
Can't wait. And I literally have my popcorn. I'm sitting here eating popcorn.
Bozo.
Meanwhile, literally, I've been eating your whole video like a crazy person. I don't even understand. I've been eating.
Okay, let's be clear. Add to stage. Unmute.
And before you push play, can I just say I need Bose to take at least 4 of her bundles out of her head. Carry on. I don't even understand why.
Not all of you, just those of you who have some damn sense and would like a gem or 2 or 12 from someone who's been successful in the workplace, okay? And it's inspired by what happened in part 1 of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, okay? So for context, there was a huge point of differentiation and misunderstanding which turns into conflict, okay? Look at this.
All right, Amanda, you did an interview where you said Bose tried to create a personal development brand. It did not go well. She's losing money on her courses. She told me so.
Let's talk about this. Because when in the hell did I tell you that I was losing money on my business? That is crazy.
In the vineyard.
Girl, I did not tell you that. Why would I have told you that?
Because
let's just consider our relationship at that point. Let's pretend for 1 second that I was losing money, which I'm not. Why would I confide that in you?
It wasn't a confiding moment. It was essentially saying, if I'm losing money on courses, there's no way you can be making money on courses and not be doing something wrong.
That doesn't make any sense, Amanda.
That's what you said.
It's not what I said.
I think they have it on camera.
And they don't, because I didn't say that. The online workshop thing, that's not what I do for work. You know what I mean?
But I'm so curious about it because we have the interlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said I don't need to make money from this.
I don't.
Right.
I lose money on it.
Yeah. Well,
But that's okay with me because that's the choice I made. A point of enormous clarification for those who missed it is that the operative word here is I'd, short for I would, which means hypothetically speaking and not present tense for what is actually happening today, okay? And for further clarification, I explained it some more. I do need to clarify this comparison between our online courses. You have an online business. I don't have an online business. I have a teaching course based on a class I taught at Harvard for 3 semesters. It gives people the opportunity to understand the keys I did not have as a business person so that they understand how to negotiate for a better raise, ask for more promotions. They understand how to present in a boardroom. And so for me, it's not about making money. My point is that my class is to open the door for people who can't go to Harvard. So with that said, it's inspired me to actually start a series on YouTube, okay? Which you can access for free which gives you insight into practical and tangible advice, methods, and practices, okay, to be successful in the workplace. Now, I would know a thing or two of that because I am accomplished myself, all right? So in the comments below, tell me what are the topics you'd like me to talk about or expand upon, and I'll use those suggestions as a guide for the whole series, okay? And I'll see you around. Cheers.
Okay, real quick before we comment, I'm just going to read this from her right here. Every time I blow it up, it gets like that. Okay, so it says, loses money was never the point, nor what I actually said. Access was and will always be the point for me. I built the Badass Workshop from a class I taught at Harvard Business School and priced it so more people could sit at the table. Not as my business or how I make money, but how I lift others up. Some people sell courses. I teach what I've actually done at the highest level. There's a difference. You can debate clips, but you can't debate results. So now it's cleared up. What do you want to learn? Because I'm about to take this to YouTube for free. Go subscribe, link in bio. Thoughts?
She's so bothered. I think she's bothered by Amanda and all these courses because if your thing is so different, I go back to my original point. If what you're teaching is very, very, very different than what Amanda is doing, why did you need to even bring up your thing when you were at the vineyard? But even before that, when you were in Italy, and even now, talking about some people sell courses. I don't think she needs to be doing all that comparison. And she said that she'll go to YouTube. Well, she's gonna make money off of that. So I don't know.
I think that Bose is full of shit. That's what I think. I do. I do.
You're
I think
right.
and I think she comes across very smart and logical and all of those things, but also like a little bit of a know-it-all, you know. And I think she's being a hypocrite for what she's saying about Amanda's stuff. But yeah, she had to come down. This part of the reality TV shows is the part that I don't like. I liked the days where we had to wait, you know, for whatever the drama was. We didn't know it on except for whatever they showed us on the next episode. You know, all of this taking the show offline, that just makes it's like it waters down the whole entire brand, the show, and everything else. Sometimes it's fun to know, you know, a little this or that they're doing. But why do you need to clear up the truth?
Right.
The truth doesn't need clarity. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people make it into something else. But if you really didn't do anything wrong and you're right about everything and whatever else, why are you trying to correct people? Because I would be correcting people on things that actually really matter. Things like if you said something about my children, you said something that was false about like one of my family members, my husband, or something like that. But something that really, it's not going to matter one way or the other. That's about something on this show. Who gives a shit? So she's clarifying because she's wrong.
Right. That's true. And there's a whole adage. This is like that they say this specifically in like in politics. They say when you have to explain, you're already losing.
Yep.
You know, so
because you should be able to whatever to a degree, you should be able to get
to a
your
degree.
point across on the show, like on the reunion. And like I said, I know they'll edit things out because didn't somebody say some years ago Giselle had some sort of breakdown and they never
Monique said it.
What type of power do you have that you can do that? I do not understand it. But so I have a hard time believing that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm just like, y'all think she got that much power? So I think if they have the power to edit you a certain way, for sure, you need to correct it. You know what I'm saying? But it then just says, I don't know, it makes it hard to believe because it sounds like you're whining. It's like they're paying you a huge ass check for people to talk about you. Let the people talk. Why are you bothered?
Yeah.
I just need her to take 14 bundles out of her hair. That's what I need. Before she says anything else about Amanda, take your bundles out. I didn't like Amanda's hair at that reunion either. I'm like, girl, go back to blonde. I don't.
I think none of them were that well dressed except Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly 8. I love her dress. It should be in the Smithsonian.
Love Jennifer Tilly. Why does Kyle always miss? She's the
Always.
longest running OG on that stage, and she's missed every season.
Why does she have that thing come out of her hair? I'm just like, put that.
She always does like that chopstick thing on her ponytail and pulls it hella tight because she doesn't want any sagging on her face or something.
There's only been 2 reunions where I've actually enjoyed Kyle's outfit. It was the virtual reunion that they did where she was wearing like this purplish.
Or you could only see her from the top up.
Yes, that one. And I did enjoy the one that she had with the Lisa Rinna's last reunion. Kyle had like a pink dress.
She's obsessed with like schoolgirl stuff. I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah.
What do you think about Lisa Rinna? You know, Lisa Rinna wrote a book.
I don't care. She threw Garcelle's book in the trash. I throw her book in the trash. I reject it.
No, but I'm only bringing it up because the way some of the stuff she says in the book is like, all is not well. Like
she was mean in that book. She said, I don't like Sutton. She has a weird body and is.
No, she didn't go to Sutton.
Yes. And then she said, Garcelle, I'm not impressed by her. And then she said, she said something about Lisa Vanderpump is dresses up like an old granny. Like she went in on the people that she doesn't like
because she's vain. That's all she's worried about is what somebody looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really have something that you could really challenge me on something that actually matters. Challenge me on my.
And Lisa doesn't look great. She looks like she has way too much filler in her face, and she still has all those pock marks. Come on now.
And I actually always thought Lisa looked good, but she did start doing stuff to her face. But I think she just never liked Garcelle. I think she liked Garcelle from a Hollywood perspective. I don't think she was ever really like truly a friend with her. It's just like she wasn't ever really truly friends with Denise or anything like that. Because when you could just throw people under the bus that easily and it doesn't matter to you, that was never your friend. So I think she didn't.
She did the same thing to Denise too. I feel like there was some residual rivalry from when they were model competition.
Exactly.
And you know they dated the same actor who just passed away this week. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Ooh,
It's this like soap opera actor that both Lisa Rinna dated and Denise, and he was actually on the show. He filmed a few scenes with Denise. Let me see if I can find his name. He literally just died on Monday. Patrick Muldoon.
Oh, I don't know him.
Patrick Muldoon. But yeah.
About Sutton. Sutton does have a weird body. Sorry. Sutton has Tweety Bird legs and it doesn't fit. She literally wears the wrong clothes for her body type. I just need, you know what? Real talk, I love Garcelle. Garcelle is gorgeous all day long, every day. But I wish she would have just let Dorit to style her because she would have been so fucking fabulous. But she just.
As much as we all love Garcelle, we have to admit her some of those fashion choices were tragic.
But we also admit that she's been looking much better since she left the show.
Yes.
What was she on the show? You on a national platform, ma'am?
Anyway. I don't know. Something about her leaving the show. She got a new stylist or something to go out in public.
She needed a new wig person. The only time her wig.
Oh my God, those wigs were horrible, Garcelle.
When her wig people showed up properly at the reunions, they always laid it all the way down at the reunions. But outside of that, I was just like, who is dressing you? Except for that basement party when Christina, was it Christina? Is that her name? When she revealed her basement or whatever.
Oh, Crystal.
Crystal, that's what I know. When Garcelle came in with her Chanel, it was winning. I was like, yes, bitch, get it. And it wasn't just because it was Chanel. It just looked really good on her. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, this is a good look for you. But a lot of times she just missed. And I was just like, ooh. If she wasn't gorgeous, they would have drugged her. And they probably did drag her, now that I think about it. They probably did.
Okay. So I made these are cornbread muffins, homemade scratch, like flour and cornmeal with sugar. And then these are homemade potatoes, homemade mashed potatoes. Then we have some collard greens over here. And then I have some oven fried turkey strips. And this is, there we go.
I'm hungry. Thank you for showing.
Isn't that great?
I can't have. I appreciate it.
That looks really good.
Right on.
Definitely hungry. I've been eating the whole time. I'm still hungry. Um, I don't know. Who was the last person we were talking about? I
Did
just
you
can't.
watch Traders,
Oh,
Chanel? I know me and
I
Chris definitely
wanted to
watched it, but
because I want to know because everybody was like from season one, it was like it's such a good show, it's such a good show, it's such a good show, and I never watched it, but I wanted to watch it because Candace was on there. So
yeah,
did you
this
like?
season was really good because the two out of the three traders were housewives. It was Candace and Lisa Rinna, and it was kind of iconic. Yeah, it was.
Um, yeah, I wish they could bring Candace back. I think Candace is like y'all are beneath me now. But I wish they could bring her back because she just would breathe life into the show. I want her to drag what's her name? What's the one that got a divorce? She was married to that creepy old white man. What's her name?
Ashley Darby.
Ashley. I wanted her to drag Ashley by her wig. And I don't understand why does Ashley have on a wig? But her wigs are looking good. I'm like, go ahead, Ashley, but she's just like do you like Ashley? I feel like you probably like her.
I used
I
to
don't like
love
Ashley.
Ashley up until 2 seasons ago, maybe.
I think
I
Ashley
was
wears wigs so her forehead looks smaller.
Stop it. I cannot with you. She said her wig was a boy. Can't take it. No, I don't. I never liked Ashley from season one, scene one, whatever. No, I take that back because you know why? Ashley did talk about the colorism stuff. Ashley from the beginning, if you watch the reunion, she was just like on Garcelle and Rob. She was just like everything that y'all did with Katie was about color. She was right. She was absolutely right. And then somehow I don't like that she Ashley's just messy as hell. And I know that you kind of need that for these shows, but I'm like, the things that the bones that she brings, it's like it's detrimental. It's kind of like the ones, it's not as bad, but it's kind of like the ones that you were saying about on the Orange Housewives or whatever, where it's like, you don't need to do that. Like, why
I
doing
feel
that?
like after she got a divorce, she became worse.
Right. I agree. I agree. 100%.
And go,
Only
but
thing about y'all like her children. That's it. Everything else, I'm like,
I was gonna say, as because you brought up season one,
mm-hmm.
one of my unpopular opinions is that in my opinion, Katie put that show on the map. Her
I
and
agree.
Karen,
I
but
agree.
mainly, and Karen did too. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like because I've rewatched season one and it
Mm-hmm.
was so, I don't know. I feel like Katie was the one that really kind of gave it the magic. And season one and like those seasons were so different. It was all about
Mm-hmm.
galas and fundraisers and charities. And remember all that?
Yeah, and you know, the person I never liked from the jump on season one was what's her name? The one that started.
Charisse.
I never liked Charisse, but there's something. It's like the reason I can't fully hate that lady is because if everybody else can't find fault in you, really, they really can't. Everybody else is like she's such a good friend. At some point, I have to be like, it's something in her real life that
And
she's genuinely a good person. She has to be because nobody could ever find fault with this lady except
and
Karen.
it's funny that you say that because I didn't like Charisse at all either. But then when I actually watched the show from the very beginning, I
Mhm.
really like Charisse. And now
The
I'm
reason
like,
her is because her tagline said, "If I don't know who you are, then you're not worth knowing," or some bullshit like that.
oh
I
yeah.
can't stand people like that. I'm like, bitch, who the fuck are you? We didn't know you until you showed up on this TV
But
show.
that's funny that like that tagline would maybe have gotten to some people, but then we have a whole lady calling herself the Grand Dame of some place.
Right. But that's different because there's nothing wrong. Like if I'm Princess Di, there's nothing wrong with me saying I'm Princess Di, right? But she's not. I get what
Right.
you're saying. But
But
this is the thing. Someone gave her that title. That's different than being like, if I don't know who you are. It's like, shut up, girl.
but you
Bye.
know what? I will say this, and this kind of goes back to your point, Nikki. Um, After all these years of her not even being like a main housewife, to
Mhm.
this day, there's not a single Potomac newbie that goes through the show
That
without
doesn't know
being
her.
cool with
Right.
Charisse. And
Right.
they
That's my
want to
point.
be friends
You
with
see
her.
what I'm saying?
NECA, Angel, Kiarna, they want to be friends with Charisse. So when Robin said that Charisse is low key the real Grand Dame of Potomac, she's kind
It's
of
true.
right.
It's true. And that's the thing. And that's why I said no matter how she rubbed me the wrong way for the first two seasons or whatever the case may be, I love that she still, in my opinion, has held these ladies' secrets, like the real ones. Meaning she said something about the Karen thing, but everybody talked about it. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But for part, like the real shit, I feel like that's why they like her. I feel like it's sort of like she's what Tamra Judge wishes she could be. Because Tamra Judge does a good job of anytime the new ladies come on, they always like her until they get to the reunion. And she lights their ass on fire. And then it's just like, I didn't know you were gonna do this. Whereas Charisse doesn't do that. I think Charisse actually pulls these ladies in, tries to give them the, like, this is what you do, and I'll protect you, and don't you worry about it. And she really is genuinely they friend. I personally believe that's what she gives to me. Like, she's genuinely these people's friends, will fight for you, go to bat for you, introduce you to people, like all that type of stuff. And then I just feel like she keeps getting cut, and I'm just like, oh God, if you would just tell all Giselle's secrets.
And
Listen.
that's why I always had mixed emotions when it came to her and Monique, because I don't know if you remember, there was a point on when she was still on the show where her and Monique had a bit of an issue, and then I remember Monique saying, like, out of everybody here, you're like the closest person, you're the closest I am with, like, you're like my sister. Like, they were tight. So when they fell out for real with the whole trainer, and what did Giselle say? They were getting too close for comfort, and Big Boy found out. I always thought Charisse was lying, but I think we might have been wrong. I think it was probably true.
I don't think Charisse was lying. I don't think Charisse, honestly, I don't think Charisse lies about any of this stuff. I really don't. I don't think she has to. I think that's why they probably, you know what, I still want to be friends with you. Outside of her being probably a decent human being, I do think that she knows where all the bodies are buried, and she could really put the ass on blast. But so I feel like the Candace and Monique thing, and then the Monique and Charisse thing, those are the two situations where I feel like those were truly friends. Those people were truly friends, and the show messed it up. Meaning they let Giselle come in, because I have no idea why Monique started listening to anything that Giselle was saying when Giselle didn't see it for you from day one, and she's told you when y'all was in Barcelona or wherever the hell they went. She said, "I'm gonna sit in the cut, and then I'm waiting for the time to blow your head off." And now you her bestie? I can't. It's
And
just,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Kurz knows this. Since I've known Kurz, our biggest disagreement was with the whole Candace and Monique thing. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Kurz, but you kind of started your channel during that time, right? Because you were Team Candace. I always was Team Monique, but this season,
that's exactly why, Emmanuel. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought I remember that correctly. But I was always Team Monique, but this season of her coming back made me see her in a completely different way. And then I think to myself, was I wrong about the Candace thing? But then I also think back to that, and I'm like, no, I still think I would still be Team Monique, but I definitely don't like her as much as I used to,
right?
Because of this newest season.
Candace has her faults because Candace goes too far. However, Candace, Monique was wrong in terms of like how she flipped it on her and just wouldn't let her come back. Like, remember they were at her house or whatever the case may be, and Candace was really trying to like not come unglued. She was trying to be apologetic, and she was just pissed. Even when Candace was like, "We just having, a sidebar conversation with the Ashley thing where Ashley, her husband was out doing the things that her husband did." And she just would not let it go. So you're mad at Candace because she's having a conversation, but you're not mad at Ashley. You're not mad at Giselle, but only Candace.
Not mad at Giselle, who walked in her house and was like, "So what's up with the trainer?"
Right. Can't take it. Yeah. But Giselle gonna get her day.
Well, isn't it? Never mind. I don't want to say it, but
what? Go ahead.
Isn't it ironic that the father's wife is gonna inherit his legacy?
Everything, yeah.
That is unbelievable.
I am so surprised he let that happen.
I'm confused.
He
What?
and her dad.
Who's the father's wife? What? What are y'all talking
So Giselle's
Giselle's
father, a prominent civil rights leader, yeah, his entire legacy is now in the hands of a white woman.
Oh, right. That's ironic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I don't know this lady, but I don't understand why you would be. I know you the wife, whatever, but I just think give the kids something. You know what I'm saying? The grandkids, something. I don't know. I don't like that you took all of it. At least that's why Giselle is making it seem.
You know, I
But
was
she,
surprised. I was surprised to find out that Giselle has a sister.
I know. And why we ain't never seen her face?
Right.
Because I would love to see what Giselle's sister look like.
Even Ashley pulled a sister out this year, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Where did that even come from? I didn't know Ashley had a sister either.
Me neither. And trying to tell her somehow to live her life from under a freeway.
And then told on the the stepdaddy told that he was in rehab and I was cussing. First of all, he had a drug problem. Why are you even anyway? Ashley needs a storyline. So maybe that's why they're bringing back Robin. But I'm like, unless they get a divorce, what is Robin gonna talk about?
Well, and what is Giselle gonna do now that she's made Ashley's forehead the new Robin's tool belt?
I think the dynamics might be interesting because, as we know, Giselle and Wendy became close these past 2 seasons. But
do you believe that though?
As y'all might have seen a few days ago, Giselle and Wendy have blocked each other from Instagram.
Did they?
Yes.
That's because Robin's coming back.
Exactly.
She didn't never need freaking Wendy in the first place. And now she can get back to her colorist ways and fuck you, Wendy.
And I wonder what Wendy gonna say this time. But go ahead.
But we do listen, we do have to give credit where credit is due. Robin did say to Karen, one day people are going to see who you really are. And we did.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did.
We did. I can't say nothing to that one.
Yeah.
Listen, I do think I know alcoholism is a disease and all that. But this is the thing. When she, the film, and she was like, I'm Andrew Jefferson's house wench or whatever she said. Housewives, and I'm the grand dame. I was like, to your point, people are gonna see you exactly who you are because that's the epitome of what do they say? Drunk mind or drunk mouth speaks to sober mind or something like that. I forget what it is. It's like that's exactly what happens, Karen. And for some reason, people didn't let her out of this bag. That lady could have unalived other people, herself, all kinds of things could have happened. And they're like, let her free. For what? So she can get out and be doing the same stuff? I don't get it. I don't get it. But she gonna come back with a vengeance. And wasn't she attacking Wendy when she came back too? I was like, Karen, girl, you just tacked down your wig. Can you relax? Like, what are you doing? But Karen is another one of those housewives. And I don't know if you guys notice certain housewives. They like kiss the ring with Andy Cohen. Like kiss the ring. Be like, oh my God, girl, get up off of the ring. So I don't know what.
Yeah, they're literally like open wide, daddy.
I don't understand. I'm like, but I'm telling you one thing. The reason you can never trust Karen, when Karen called HR on
yes, oh my gosh.
Not to be trusted.
And then explained it so calm, like it made complete sense to call HR for somebody
like
telling
you really
to go
got
to hell.
Candace, who is 105 pounds soaking wet, was unstable and gonna attack you, girl.
Somebody, because Candace said something about you go to the gates of hell, and then somebody said it's only a threat if you believe it's gonna happen. Does Karen think she's going to go or what?
Right, I don't know, but it's like, what is wrong with you? But I think she feels probably more empowered now because it is kind of a comeback story, but I don't like the way she's coming back because when I saw her at the reunion, the stuff that she was saying, I was just like, because she kept telling Wendy, you need to shut up, you need to be quiet, and I was happy that your mama told you to go to hell or whatever the mom told her.
Yep.
Like,
but I will say this. As much as we love Candace, and I can speak for the three of us, I know we love Candace. I don't think she's gonna come. She's not gonna come back. I'm gonna tell you why. Giselle is a producer's dream. Like she literally will say anything that they want, and like they can count on her. And to be fair, she is good at her job. I guess if you want to
good at her job, yeah,
see 100%. It. So they're gonna choose Giselle over Candace any day, especially Andy.
Yeah, because Candace causes trouble anyway, talking about colorism and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know who's gonna be, Oh, and that's what I was gonna say. You remember when Karen was about to literally come across the table on Sharice, because Sharice mentioned going to her mama's funeral, and then you sat there and talked about, I'm happy that your mama called you. I'm just like, didn't you say that was off limits?
Right.
So if it's
what
off
you
limits,
will not do,
right?
With my mother, you understand me?
Do it again.
She got up at that table and she was like, "What you will not do is speak on my mother. You understand me? I will choke you." And then Charisse got up and
that was a whole like, are y'all serious right now?
And they were pounding on the tables and they were not gonna do anything to each other.
One go bust a grape.
Right.
But what do y'all think about Mia? Because she left the show and it seemed like her life went into the trash. Did it go into the trash?
It
was
did.
already in the trash.
What'd you say?
Her life was already in the trash.
Oh, okay. Because I liked Mia. Meaning
I did too.
I liked what she brought to the show. Because Mia was like, I heard Chris is around here feeling on booties. Like she just made it. She just made it because it's a very serious accusation. And the fact that Giselle got out of that clean, I don't even understand. But Mia just brought, in some instances, just like a lightheartedness about things. You know,
she did,
and she really claimed, and she was just like, yeah, I got my butt done, I got my face done, I got my lips done, I got my toes done. Like, and I was like, keep it real, keep it a buck. I like that.
Right. What I didn't want to be part of was I didn't want to be part of something that was low budget. Like, I don't know. She was funny. I agree with her. I mean, I agree with you. She was funny.
She was funny, but she definitely brought some Jocelyn Cabaret energy.
She did, especially towards the end.
If the people didn't want Love and Hip Hop, they're not checking for Jocelyn.
Sis said she had a what is it called? A trust fund or something. What she said, she had an inheritance.
An inheritance.
A stripper inheritance fund.
So you a stripper that got an inheritance, girl? Maybe where did that even come from? This is why I love Candace. What Candace say? So you a stripper heiress? I was just like, those are good days. I don't know.
Well, you guys, this is going right on 3 hours. My battery's about to die.
Oh my God, we talked for a long time.
We did. We got
it. I miss both of you so much.
Same.
Well, I'm glad we had an opportunity to get on here and talk about all the housewives from all across the nation. It was fun.
The country. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we talked about it all.
Now I'm inspired to go watch The Real Housewives of Orange County season 16. I can't wait. But thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Well, maybe. You know me. I might not. You'll have to let me know when to tap in, Emmanuel.
You need to watch Rhode Island Curves.
I love Fruit Island.
Y'all do?
I love Fruit Island. They have a Shrimp Island. They have a Diamond Island. They have they have so many different little short animated type of knockoff dating type things. It's so cute. I love it. And of course, I'm still stuck on all things Love Island. The 8th season is going to start. And I'll be reviewing that come June. Right now, we're doing Beyond the Villa, which is one of the overlap shows between the two. So I'm kind of all in on those things. Oh my God, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Summer House. Oh my God, Emmanuel. Southern Hospitality, the Bradley guy and the Emmy girl. I wish my battery wasn't dying because what?
Yeah, that's interesting too. We're gonna talk about that.
That is sickening. What she's doing to that Bradley guy. And I heard it's been going on for 8 episodes, just digging in. And she's doing the equivalent of, you know who Franny Taylor is? You should. She's a one of the first Karens of history. She's the white lady who, for Rosewood, lied and said that a black man had assaulted her, but it was really her white lover. And so the people went to Rosewood town and burnt it to the ground and hung a number of black people because this white lady lied. And then if you want to go even further, we can go to Mr. Rest in Heaven Till,
Yeah.
You know, the white lady said that he looked at her or whistled at her ass, and they did horrible atrocities to that young boy because the white lady lied.
Yep.
And so to have these ladies on these platforms do these types of behaviors, and the production has a hand in the harm. That's my thing. This is my whole shtick, you guys. The harmful stereotype of blackness and the production of it for entertainment purposes is harmful and should be stopped. And so this Emmy lady getting to stand up there every time and be like, I can't feel the way he makes me feel. Fuck how he feels is what I heard her say in that clip. I was like, what? Mm-mm.
Yep.
And then who's this Lake girl? Really, Lake? She's hanging out with Emmy all the time, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. See? Yeah. And then did you Summer House? Do you have any feelings about West TD and Scamanda?
Yes, this audio. Oh my God, this is crazy. This audio leaking. Part of me wonders if Bravo did this their damn selves to get more publicity for this, but I don't know.
I don't know. And then how they've been hanging out everywhere. They're like,
and then I don't know if you saw Curves. They're gonna do a spin-off of Summer House. It's gonna be called In the City, and I was considering watching it, but first of all,
with the cans,
it's New York City. Almost 0% of people of color in New York City. Are you kidding me?
That's why I'm not watching.
And guess what? The one person of color who might be mixed is a MAGA. So yeah, hell no.
Oh my God.
And anything.
Yeah. When I saw the cast, I was thinking, oh, I might. And then I saw the cast and I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Bravo just isn't it for me right now. And now, even my Married to Medicine viewing is under threat because if Dr. Heavenly's not there, my eyes aren't there, and I'm hoping she'll win this election. The incumbent died in that district.
Yeah, I heard.
But his name is still on the ballot. And the lobbyists have all of a sudden at the last minute put this lady up against Dr. Heavenly. And poured.
Oh yeah, I heard that the establishment doesn't want her to win.
Yeah, they don't want her to win because she's very about the people, and she wouldn't be easily bought, or controlled. So, yeah, she's gonna have a tough time of it, and because she was polling it, I think she said 46, and you need like 50 plus 1 or something like that, and yeah. And that was when the other guy before that lady got here. So yeah, it's looking kind of tight at least, but she's still hanging in there. Oh, did you see Quad didn't like that the people were doing drive-bys and posting videos?
Yeah, and you know how I feel about Quad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did not like her saying that.
What were they posting videos of?
So Britt Edie, I thought that's like the top tier trolling, and she did a video where somebody recorded her on her so she's on her car and she's driving by Kenya's salon where all her shit is thrown out, and Britt Edie rolls down the window and she's just like, oh, what, like, kind of just be like, what is all this? And then she just drives away. So I'm sorry, but I'm not mad at her doing that. And then Quad was all up under some video talking about, I do not like this at all, laughing at somebody's misfortune, da 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 da. And I was like, Quad, really?
Shut the hell up, Quad.
Exactly.
Like, because I can't. I think when you do what you did, and now you have your downfall. I don't celebrate downfalls, but it's nothing wrong. I love that. Listen, she understood the assignment. She said, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just drive by in my Maybach, and I'm gonna just be like,
And of all people, it should have been her who did that, because all this stuff, derives from what they did to her. I wouldn't have minded if she would have had Marlo in the back seat, maybe.
I was telling Larry earlier. Marlo was like, I could give you a loan. You might need a loan. Marlo could give you the loan.
I love Marlo.
Me too. Love Marlo. Marlo can't do no wrong, but Marlo goes too low. She just like Candace. They both go too low, but I still love them no matter what.
Yeah. All right, you
But
guys.
go ahead and check out. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's night.
You too. I love talking to y'all. Hopefully we talk soon.
You too. This has been fabulous. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, peace. Okay, and thanks for coming through, Curvies. This has been an excellent Saturday. I know it's not our usual content. If you were part of my Van Carthen Nation, I know, but this is what my whole channel grew off of, Bravo and Housewives. So I have to tap in about that and give the other people what they want too, even though only 8 of them showed up. Anyway, you guys, I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Remember, you deserve a great day. There's enough to go around. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell on the way out or in, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Let's see.